Hello, I am Gregory the Poor Typist, and welcome to another edition of Typewriter Club Live. I've changed things up here a bit, so oh, good, we have a couple of people joining us. I was beginning to think I was all alone. Yeah, but yeah, I was bad about putting out an announcement and setting up the this month's events. I'm out of focus, by the way. Yes, so welcome to another edition of Typewriter Club Live. Let's let some people in. There we go. Yeah, very cool. I was just showing a little slideshow from the main page of typepals.com. People have submitted so many pictures to the galleries. It's wonderful. It's pretty crazy. So if nothing else, just go to typepals.com and just look at the slideshow there. My goodness. Yeah, very cool. Susan, how are you?
I'm muted. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I don't know if y'all saw the news that here in North Texas, in Allen, there was a mass shooting yesterday,
Oh no.
and it was at a place called an outlet, a premier outlet mall type thing. And my husband's a retail manager, and he runs three different stores, and he was at one of his stores that was over there at the time that this happened. So
Wow.
we're all pretty traumatized. I mean, he wasn't directly involved per se, although he was in that area, and people who were evacuated came to his building to get out of the heat and to be safe. And,
Yeah.
you know, nine people were killed. One was the shooter, including children. So
Oh,
it was just a terrible situation.
my goodness.
So, yeah, so there's that.
Yeah,
But he is home today, taking a mental health day. And
definitely.
to, he told me, get on your call. Don't miss your call because of me.
Oh.
So here I am on the call. Um,
Wow.
yeah, I had something fun happen this week. One of the Type Pals, she's been on here probably a year ago before that she was on TCL, but her name is Mary Beth Klatt, and she's from Milwaukee, and she's the one who does the posters for me for my
Oh yeah.
pins. She does the letterpress and stuff like that. And so she sent me a big package, and included were these last year's Etc. magazines. And I had never subscribed to Etc. because I didn't think that they were probably really related to my era of typewriter, because it seemed to me like it was mostly about the earlier models or the more rare collectors models rather than the 50s and 60s models that I tend to favor. But inside here is a whole section on Olivetti, which is really cool.
Excellent.
And I just wanted to bring this up. This one's about IBM's Electrics.
Oh
Woo-hoo.
yes.
So there are some of the older ones, obviously, but I just wanted to tell people that if you don't subscribe, you might want to have a look at some of the articles that I think are available for free online, because they're very interesting. And I had no idea. I mean, look at all the work that went into putting this together. These are amazing. So if you don't subscribe, you might want to, or you might want to try and get copies. But I was really impressed. So that was really sweet of her to send me those. I guess she had held a type in Milwaukee at a library, and
Oh,
somebody brought them and gave them to her, and she didn't want them. So she sent them on to me, which always is very nice. So I never had subscribed to Etc. So I was really excited. One of the Texas people, Everett Henderson Jr., he actually does a cartoon that's in here.
oh,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm a board member.
There you go. Well, I
was
never
just gonna say that.
subscribed. I never subscribed before, so it was nice that somebody sent me those so that I could enjoy them. And now I think I'm probably going to subscribe because
It's good.
I didn't realize exactly how much work went into all these things, and
Mhm.
it's
Yep.
super interesting.
Inputs in a lot of work.
Yeah, people did a lot of work.
It's more about
So, yeah.
stories, I think. The Etc. magazine, they really delve
Yeah.
into the stories behind the people that do things. So
Yeah, I was really impressed. So I just thought I'd bring that up to anybody that's new here that maybe hasn't heard of them or hasn't subscribed, because like me, they thought it wouldn't apply to their kind of typewriter.
no, it
Well,
kind of does.
It
I mean,
might apply to your type of typewriter. Like I said,
yeah.
the IBM Selectric, everyone. IBM Selectric. Woohoo. So yeah.
They're getting more into the mid-century stuff.
Yeah, Daniel recommended a book this week that is, I guess, mostly pictures of the mid-century machine.
Oh yeah, that one here. Yeah, this one you definitely need to get.
Of course, Ted has
Yeah,
it.
that's the one that Daniel recommended right there. He recommended
Yep,
that
the
book.
typewriter.
Oh, I think that's still on my wish list. I don't think I have that one yet.
It can get expensive, but it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, Janine Van Gool one. It's I mean, it's just all photographs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Really
one that
nicely put
Daniel
together.
recommended this week. He put a picture of that in Typewriter Club Live, which was neat.
Mhm.
And then on other news, this week I'm going to be, on Wednesday, I'm leaving for Glenwood Springs and then Wyoming and then Yellowstone National Park.
Mhm.
And
Ooh.
I'm taking my Andre the Giant to be rebuilt, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited. And so on that note, on that same vein, yesterday I went and looked at an amazing carbon ribbon equipped Royal FP.
Oh yeah.
I never had seen that before. That I don't even think there's one in the typewriter database, a picture of one.
I don't know, there might be, but
I looked, I didn't see.
Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant, yes. And
Yep.
he is going to get completely redone with his new platen and new feed rollers and etc.
That ought to be amazing.
And he's also going to get his new parts put on him. And
Mhm.
I guess that what is really spectacular about Andre the Giant, as far as the carbon ribbon feature, is that he has double ribbon vibrators. So unlike most machines, you can have both the carbon ribbon and the fabric ribbon loaded at the same time, and you can switch between them by using the ribbon selector switch.
Mhm.
So that's what makes him so spectacular. So, and I'm so excited about that carbon ribbon feature because I actually typed on this machine yesterday with the carbon ribbon,
Mhm.
and boy, does it make an amazing imprint. It is so crisp. And here in Texas, there's a gentleman in Houston who has apparently bought out an office supply store's worth of carbon ribbons, and he has colors. So he has green and brown and blue and purple, as well as black.
So you're going to be having some fun. You're going to have to get like 6 different Hermes ambassadors just to load up all them ribbons.
He has 3 Hermes ambassadors, and he sold one also to someone else in East Texas. But he has 3 right now. One that has the Lilliput font, which is tiny, teeny, like, I don't know if it's 20 or 17 characters per inch.
16 or 17, yeah.
It's way, way small. But anyway, he already said to me, Susan, once you get him back, then you just tell me what you want, and I'll get you some colored carbon ribbons because I know you like to type in color. So that will be really great.
Going straight down the rabbit hole, huh?
I know. I wrote a letter yesterday and I said to the person, I don't know, maybe when I get Andre back, he's going to be my main man. I don't know. Because I'm really excited about him.
Kind of sounds like you're strapping on the rocket boots. And
Yeah. One thing I'm curious about is, would a carbon ribbon be less prone to dirty type slugs?
Yeah, because it's like plastic on the side that the type slug hits. So there's no ink to go into the type slugs.
What I mean, like if you already have dirty type slugs and you type with the carbon ribbon,
well, yeah,
you're
gonna want to clean your slugs. Yeah.
Okay. Darn.
Darn! It doesn't just magically clean.
But you could theoretically type part of your ribbon, part of your letter with the fabric ribbon, and part of it with the carbon ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
So you could show people the difference in one letter.
That would be very
Because
interesting.
you can just switch with the little ribbon selector switch.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. How do you find these things?
Well, just so you just look on Facebook Marketplace. You just look, and then I saw it, and then it so happened I went to a type in and I asked if anybody knew anything about it, and then they all told me yes, and then they said, how much is it? And we started talking, and this guy from Houston was there, and like I said, he has a number of them, and he's told me exactly what he said. Okay, from the pictures I can tell you this, it's got the carbon ribbon feature. That is really excellent. You really want that on this machine. And so then Ron just said, okay, well, we'll go on our way home. We'll stop by there and pick it up. So we did.
Wow.
And I'm lucky. I mean, and then it's got a Techno Pica typeface too. So that's pretty wonderful, because I didn't have any Hermes with Techno, either Pica or Elite, so that's pretty wonderful. And then I also wanted to mention,
so is that your ambassador you were talking about, Susan?
Yeah, I'm getting it. I'm going to be taking it to Glenwood Springs, and when I come back, when next you see me, which won't be next Sunday, but the following Sunday, he will be all fixed. He will have his new platen, his new speed rollers. Everything will be totally 100% rebuilt.
Spick and span.
Yes. Yes. But I'm very excited because when I see him right now, he looks so sad waiting for me to type on him, and I can't because he has no platen. I had to send the platen off to JJ Short. So, but everything is back and is all ready to go. So I'm really thrilled. And I also wanted to just say to everyone that keep an eye at the end of the month. There's a big, not that you're going to buy one, but there's a big auction going on. It's an auction of Larry McMurtry's estate. And there are, I would say, easily a couple dozen Hermes 3000s in that auction.
Wow.
Let's see if
amongst other typewriters. The auction estimates start at $4,000 to $6,000 each. And we know it's probably going to go a lot higher than that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he sold his first one when Hermes 3000s weren't all that popular, and it still fetched what, 27,000, I think.
Yeah, so it is a big auction, but it's not just typewriters. It's also some of his memorabilia and books that first editions that he signed, books that he had. He owned a bookstore in Archer City. And it's being held physically at that bookstore. Obviously, you can also bid online, and you can bid by phone. But it's also got a lot of Southwestern art, things that are related to Texas and the Southwest. He was an amazing novelist and writer and playwright, Pulitzer Prize winning, and I mean, just Lonesome Dove alone was,
Does he have a lot of DeGrazia paintings?
I would love to bid on something, but I'm not going to in this auction.
Joke about how Degrassi
But I've
picked.
already had a lot of people commenting, unfortunately, things like, well, you know, I mean, obviously I cannot afford to, nor would I pay $27,000 for a typewriter, even with a provenance like that.
Mhm.
But I do understand that there are people that will, and that's fine. And you know, Dwayne Jensen actually repaired some of his typewriters.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
And he actually has the serial numbers of the typewriters that he repaired. And one is actually a Hermes 3000 that he featured on one of his YouTube videos.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is on his YouTube, and he starts by saying, "I won't tell you his name, but he's very famous, and
Famous.
everything." And then he goes on to tell us who it is. So,
oh, okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so you know, he does have, Larry McMurtry does have a connection to the typosphere, such as
Wow.
but yeah, it's gonna be epic, that auction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, get your Hermes 3000s before the price goes way up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, it's all relative. You can find them. It's just harder,
Yep.
Yeah.
you know. And I think that's true of
Fine,
all
so-
typewriters. The prices of typewriters have really gone up. But look at Brian; he finds a lot of cheap typewriters at the
Mhm.
Goodwill.
Well,
does.
he has his good luck dog Koa, so
That's
Yeah.
right. You know? And
that's his secret.
less than 6 months ago, I found a Hermes 3000 for $15. So you can find them. It's just they're harder to find.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
So yeah. So today I'm using my Olympia SF Deluxe,
Mhm.
Oh,
making sure it's ready for its trip to,
yeah.
because it goes with me everywhere I go. This is the one that I will be writing on while I'm
Nice.
gone. And I'm making sure it's in good shape, which it is.
Definitely.
Very good.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite typewriters. Definitely.
I was tempted by one of those when I got this Skywriter instead, but
Oh yeah.
I just I don't know. Just don't like the feel of them. Personal
Huh.
taste.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
Yes,
I
I know,
actually
but
love
as I said, I know I'm just the mushy typewriter key girl. I like the Olympias and the Hermes and the Olivettis, actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
see, I like the Hermes. I don't like the Olivettis, and I don't like the I like the Olympia SM7 and SM3, but not the others. SM9s are
Okay.
fine.
yeah.
The little ones are too mushy.
Well, I really
okay.
like this one. I like it way better than my, and I have a baby. I mean, I don't have a baby. I have a rocket,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I do have a Skywriter, and I really don't like the Skywriter. It's too janky.
It
But
is
could
very
be just
janky.
mine.
They are janky machines. Lanky, I call them, because they've got that long throw.
This one, this little fellow just feels very solid and comfortable. It's like writing on a regular typewriter. So I like it. So there you have it.
Excellent, excellent. And by the way, Ted, I love Skywriters. In fact, I've had thoughts of getting a second one, but we'll see. Yeah.
I've tried a Zephyr recently when I was in Victoria last week. Rick Van Krugel had one. He had a Zephyr with a French Canadian keyboard and the little two hooks in the platen to hold a little label. But
Oh,
it
label.
wasn't.
Oh,
But it wasn't a keyboard with the special diacritics for pharmacy, like terms for pharmacy signs. And so it was just a plain QWERTY, but French Canadian, but with those little labels. And I was surprised at about the feel. It was pretty good.
Maybe it's like to type little letters.
It wasn't as good as my Clipper. The Clipper has a much better feel. Like in terms of, I haven't tried a Skywriter, so I can't say anything about Skywriters. But the clipper that I have has a fantastic action. So it's just super nice to type on. And but I was surprised to of all the ultra portables that Rick Van Kugel had and showed me, that Zephyr was with this the special little hooks in the platen. I thought that was a super uber cool. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Excellent.
Like, not that I would type a lot on that machine. It's not that great, but it was special. It was like really different.
Yes, Rick
And
White
quite unique.
joins us.
Yeah. Sorry, Ted, I couldn't hear.
Did you ask Rick why he never joins us?
No.
He would be welcome, by the way.
He would.
Yeah. No, he like I don't know exactly. Like, he knows about us, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
again, I mean, we have 220 people in the registry,
Yeah.
and not everybody wants to be on the camera being recorded, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Cowards.
Yeah, or it's like personality or preferences, and
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, recently there were times where I didn't feel like being on camera, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So things are going better, I assume.
Yes.
Good.
Things are settling down, so yeah, we should be good for a good while now. So hopefully, yeah, fingers crossed.
That's
Good to hear.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Life should be good.
Yes. It's good to be back.
We're glad to have
Definitely.
you.
Oh, were you hosting while I was away?
Well, no, not really. I wasn't
Not
even here
really.
last time. I tried
Oh,
to get.
okay.
I think I was too early.
Oh, that darn time change, it still gets you.
I guess I was probably here at 9.
Oh, okay.
So
What? How are you, Ted?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Excellent.
Got
Excellent.
Nice shiny Skywriter. It's not very shiny. It's ugly, actually.
Well, they're not meant to be shiny, though.
No. It's.
Yeah.
I've figured out that these 3Ys are all this kind of brown tan color, and it's like, so ugly. I want to paint it. I'm probably gonna paint it at some point.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking that my Skywriter has the itty bitty carriage return lever. Does that sound right? The one that hugs your finger.
You can fix that real easy.
Oh, okay.
It's a long one. It's a drop-in replacement.
Oh, okay, cool. That's very
Pull
good to
one off
know.
an old Corsair, like one of those blue plastic ones.
Okay. That is good to know.
Mhm.
Definitely. Because I mean, the little carriage return lever is so cute, but it's not really functional. You have to really reach for it, and it's just so small. So
The only thing it has going for it is it'll fit under the metal lid.
yes.
Do you have a metal lid, or do you have a leatherette?
Metal lid.
Okay,
Metal
you're not going to be
lid.
able to get the lid back on if you put on a long lever.
Yeah.
There is that. That's the one drawback.
Yeah. Okay.
But you
I'll
could
keep
always
that in
use
mind.
a laptop case instead,
Yeah.
True.
or some other kind of case. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd much rather have the long. That's what I ended up doing on my other one like this. Is I pulled the lever off a Corsair and stuck it on there. But I had a leather case for that one, so I don't know why they supplied them with the tiny carriage return levers and the leather case that would fit the larger lever. That makes no sense. Like 1956, they did that.
Okay.
So,
Very cool. And it looks like you're thinking about typing something. You have your paper all ready to go.
thinking, what's the topic for today?
Well, you know what? There is no topic today. I'm trying something new. We're just gonna do our usual just going with the flow. And that's one less thing for me to worry about, is coming up with new and exciting topics. So
Going with the flow.
yeah, there you go. That's our topic for the day.
There we
Thanks,
go.
Ted.
We have a new topic.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Ted has been certainly blogging a lot this week.
Yeah.
I think you had 3 or 4.
Well, we got a few. How many
Yeah.
days is there so far? 7? So probably 5. I think I
you
missed
go.
2 days.
Wow, that's great.
I got a bunch of letters in last week, which is nice because I had 2 weeks where I didn't have any letters at all. But
Oh yeah.
I find that very difficult to believe.
If
I
you
know
don't-
I was very depressed about that. I was like,
Oh,
No, but Ted, if you want more mail, if you're like really wanting to get new people to write you, you have to put your address in your profile.
I don't want just anyone to write me. I want them to go through a quest, and then they can write me.
oh.
I make everybody go to Type Pals and sign up, and
Oh.
then they have to DM me while I'm live online on the stream,
There you go.
and I'll give them my address if I trust them. They're not janky.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Have you been doing any thrifting or anything like that?
I did a little bit. Didn't get anything really exciting.
Okay.
Well, you did blog about your larger notebook that was.
Oh yeah.
That you
I've
thrifted.
been actually, you know how I've been doing the EDCN size, which is these little sheets right here.
Yes.
I decided that since I've been ignoring my Pica or my Pica typewriters, I'm going to have
Oh,
another size. So I went with the Franklin Covey 365, which is 5.5 by 8.5.
yeah.
It's got this special punching to it, which I have a puncher for. But I found out that if I use the Franklin Covey puncher, it'll work for both the EDCN, which will fit in these 2 holes, and the Franklin Covey, which fits in all of them. So
Oh, wow.
I can bind the Franklin Covey ones into the EDCN books just by folding them down, and the holes line up and everything.
Oh,
And
cool.
so now I have 2 different sizes I can use for my
Wow.
typing. And so I made this little notebook to hold my spare paper,
Yeah, a little clamp binder.
little pressure clamp.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw
Those
Joe's
are cool.
video that he just did on
Mhm.
his 5.5, 8.5 like paper holder
Uh-huh.
thing that he
Oh, okay.
did. There it is. Yeah.
Behind the desk.
So yeah, I guess we're both kind of going on the 5.5, 8.5 size now for larger typing. And yeah,
I
saw
know
he
that's a
was using
beautiful
the Franklin Covey puncher too. So I don't know. Is he doing Franklin Covey binding or?
Maybe. Let's see.
How
Let me get my punch.
how often do you find a Franklin Covey hole puncher?
Well, I found one. It was pretty. I mean, they're pretty standard. They kind of had that format for years and years and years. And when you see them, they're just they look small. Let's see here it is.
So Joe, you have one too.
It's not quite paper
Yes.
size, but you'll see it has 7.
Right.
Like the
Oh,
7
yeah.
hole that's kind of centered on the one side, and this
Yeah.
side is actually your bottom, and the paper sticks out about that far. And then you
Okay.
punch it. And
Ah.
so if you just look for the Franklin Covey brand on it, it'll say
Okay.
right there. And
It's the cult of Covey.
yeah, but once I found out that hole punch will work for both the EDCN and the Franklin Covey ones, I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Standardize on that.
And it works for the A5 3-ring binders also.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
That's what I'm archiving mine in.
So it's a very versatile hole punch as far as.
Wow.
Indeed. I don't think I've ever seen one, although Franklin Covey's agendas were very, very popular where I worked. So a lot of people
Oh yeah, everywhere.
had them, but they just bought the inserts, the paper already punched. I don't think anybody can punch.
So back in the 90s, when I was in the semiconductor business, technicians, low-ranking employees wouldn't be given computers or of our own because we didn't have our own office. We were just factory workers, but they would give us day planners, the Franklin Covey thing. I remember that was a big deal when you got your Franklin Covey day planner.
Oh, wow.
They were expensive.
Yeah, they were.
Did they give you a pen too?
You know, yeah, you had to use paper. There was a special Papermate pen that we had to use in the factory that was clean room approved,
Oh, yeah.
microcontamination approved. And I think it had the end of the cartridge had was plugged with wax or plastic or something, so it wouldn't outgas ink particles in the fab. Anyways.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Very cool.
So Ted and I both are now into the half page size all of a sudden, huh? It's pretty fun.
That's my secondary size. I still
Yeah,
use
the
these
secondary.
again, but
Well, see, I still have this bound in a journal book that I have like 9 pages left, to finish. So I technically have to finish this before I start this. So I don't have like orphaned pages that are unused in this thing.
Well, you
yeah.
can find your loose pages inside your book.
Well, yeah, I could just, yeah. So the other thing I didn't cover in the video was I could make a cloth pouch, put this thing in, right? Something like that, a holder. Or probably easier for me to do is just a little cardboard sleeve or some kind of a sleeve like that, covered in decorative something or other. To make
Well, it seems like
a
you can get a tablet pouch that would be that size.
Yeah, maybe a tablet top, right, would also work. So, yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
There are many options.
There are many options.
It's kind
Oh,
of,
Ted, did you notice on your Franklin Covey punch, if you read underneath it, it says, "Do not remove the bottom cover." It says it right there. Do not remove the bottom
mine doesn't
cover.
say that.
Oh, I removed the bottom cover and it's not a big deal. You can put it back on. But they want you to flip open this little tab and dump out all the paper,
Oh yeah, see, I don't have the tab. I just have a plastic bottom.
Okay.
Oh, there you go, dumping the holes all over.
Uh-oh. Don't dump them in your typewriter.
So what are those? Are those chads technically? Is that what they're called?
In the
I almost
printing
said
industry, we call them holes.
That goes all the way back to the 2000 presidential election. The chads.
Yeah. Yep. The hanging chads.
Hanging. Are your chads hanging, Ted?
Well, they're in my typewriter.
They're in your type. They're in your typewriter.
I had to shake them out.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm taking up Ted's time. Sorry, Ted.
Oh no. This is our time.
Oh yeah.
All of our time.
It's everybody's time.
It's everybody's time.
Excellent. So you and Joe are like the trendsetters, and now we're all gonna switch to the half size pages and go out and get the Franklin Covey hole punches, and
We're the tastemakers.
you are.
Well, we didn't plan it well enough ahead of time. We could have bought all the used Franklin Covey punches on eBay and then resold them after the video comes out, after the blog articles.
See, we'd have to set up an Etsy store though, so that we can,
that's right.
we can
We need a
profit off.
strategy. We need a marketing strategy.
That's right. That's right.
No, it's kind of weird that Joe and I kind of pursue a lot of the same things without really any planning at all. It's just like, this is cool.
No coordination. Yeah.
I was just yesterday evening listening to a micro cassette tape that Ted gave me, and it was the one where you guys were at some kind of, it sounded like was it a Renaissance fair or some kind of a thing?
Yeah, that was the jousting tourney. Here's
That's
one.
right, jousting. It was And it was almost incomprehensible to hear. It was just a bunch of people. You could hear this announcer lady in the background, but you couldn't really make out what she was saying because the micro cassette is so poor, right? It was pretty fun.
It's an experience.
Jousting on micro cassette is really
Yeah.
the way you have to do it. You know.
Yeah.
That was your experience for the day.
Yes, right there.
Mhm. Greg's got one. As soon as he keeps promising me he's gonna mail
I
me
know.
something.
So I had the big plans to mail you something last week, of course, and first of all, in moving stuff to storage, I was putting things in boxes, and I'm not sure what happened to my little microcassette recorder. I don't think it's actually in storage, but it got misplaced. But I do have a couple things ready for you. So yes. I'm not gonna say when I'm gonna send it because it's just gonna turn into another lie, but
You can use
But something will come.
too. I take
What's that?
compact. I take compact cassette too. So
That's true, and I may go that route just so that it doesn't get delayed any longer, so I have no excuses. Yes, yes.
So Ted is RRMT today, huh?
RMT. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh.
It's the morning time. Give me a break.
I have a question for you on the database related question for you, Ted.
Okay.
So I was looking at the type samples last night, or actually I guess that wasn't the part, but anyway, I was trying to look up on the database for some type samples for Smith Premier, and I noticed that they're all there's like most of them are covered by the box and the text
Oh,
on the
you have to
left.
from a different view. You're looking at
Yeah.
a typewriter porn view.
Oh,
Let's take a look. Yeah, if you're let's see. Go to
not in my sample. Well, I mean, yeah, my samples show up like that too, but
oh yeah, see, you need to log in. I think. I don't know. It's been a while since I built this. Let's see. Oh no, there isn't different views. Okay, yeah, you're right. It's covered by stuff, but
oh,
well, it's meant for you to get a taste of what you're looking at, and then you can click on the thing and see the full
okay.
type sample. But yeah, I put like you can see what typewriter it is, and the text for the typewriter and a button that go there, but it blocks some of the view. But
Oh,
otherwise,
okay.
you wouldn't know all the information though.
Well, I didn't know if there was a way for, whenever I generate a type sample, if I could make it so that it isn't covered, but it sounds like the answer is no.
Well, if you go to your gallery though, it doesn't cover it up. Let's see.
No, it doesn't in the gallery, but I was looking over a range of machines trying to find if anybody had this star character, and by I don't mean the asterisk, I mean an actual star, because I have seen it on one machine. Of course, that machine was a total rust bucket and beyond redemption, but that wasn't the point. The point is it had a star key on it, and I'm like, I would love to see that, and I have not.
Like a 5-pointed star or a 6-pointed star?
Yeah, it was a 5-pointed star.
Okay.
And it was one of those on the top row of a Smith Premier, and I'm like, dang it, I know I've seen this, but I don't know that I've ever seen a type sample of it. So I'm curious. It's like, yeah, I see it on the key top, but what does the actual type slug look like? Does the type? I'm assuming the type looks like that, but I've never seen a 5-star, 5-pointed star typed.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Oh, there's a lot of Smith Premiers in here. Smith Premier 1.
Yeah, I was kind of going through the whole list or trying to, and I did not see one that had that particular key in it.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe we don't have one.
Well, no, we obviously we don't, but I'm just saying that's why I was going through that list last night. And that's why that question occurred to me.
Okay, the answer to your question is yes, stuff is covered by stuff. Deal with it.
Gee, thanks.
Oh man, excellent. Well, anything else new with you, Ted?
Oh, well, no. I rebuilt my computer. I have a different computer, so now I'm running everything on Linux Mint.
Nice.
Basically rebuilt the whole thing last night, so
Very cool.
I'm happy that my OBS works and I was able to get it going again.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Gave up on Windows.
Yeah. Okay. It was running Windows before.
Yeah, I was running Windows 10 for a while and I didn't like it.
Okay.
I was basically doing it just so I could run one program that wouldn't run in Linux. And now I'm like, screw it.
Yeah.
Do without the spyware.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I think I briefly used
rebooting in the middle of the night and like closing all my windows so I could do updates. Oh, I hate that. It's like I'd come in the morning, there'd be some like landscape on my screen and like, I was processing images.
Oh yeah.
Killed my work.
Oh boy. Yeah, I briefly used Linux Mint, basically just trying it out. I don't even think I actually installed it. I think I was just running a live disk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have fun with Linux, but I have, well, it's been a while since I actually installed it, so I've had issues in the past with hardware compatibility, specifically the network card to access the internet. So I had to like hardwire to an Ethernet. So yeah.
Yeah. Prefer to get my address off a public forum.
That's funny. I believe that's the Andy that yeah he's joined us before. Yeah, he was joking about getting your address in the chat basically.
Well, I mean, you have to DM me in the Zoom chat.
Yeah.
Private message it to you if you're.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. Well, it's so good to see you, Ted.
It's good to see you too. It's been a while.
Excellent. I know.
Very happy to see you.
Oh.
Good spirits.
Oh, thank you. Daniel, yeah, are you using OBS, Daniel?
Yes, I am.
Nice.
So I installed it yesterday because my objective was to be able to show when I teach the Pocket Watch course. Hopefully, was to show a demonstration with a different camera. And although this camera is not a very high definition, maybe I'll invest in a better definition camera to zoom in really on small details on that side of the table.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun because I never understood how people had multiple windows going until I did a search like, how do I have multiple cameras on Zoom? But then there's a way to do it in Zoom. But I found on YouTube a video that says, well, yeah, but you can use OBS Studio for any type of software. So I kind of like downloaded it and started playing with it. Still struggling with format, like the right size of things and what looks good or not. But, I'm quite happy because if I were to like just listen, let's say, and I could type, then there would be a little bit of action there. Maybe that's distracting people, but I was wondering, so are you, Greg and Joe and Ted, all using OBS as a way to split your screens? Yes.
Yes.
It's so easy.
It is.
OBS makes
It
it
is.
really
I didn't have to work very long to. Well, okay, there was a YouTube tutorial. So let me be honest. I watched a YouTube tutorial, and then I went like, okay, so that's all right.
Well, what's really nice is the newest version has the support for the virtual camera built in. You used to have to actually install like a driver and everything to get OBS to feed its virtual camera to Zoom. And it used to be like a kind of a, I mean, it took me a couple days to do it when I first did it. And nowadays you just install the program right off the website and it's already got that built in. So it's so much easier.
Which is, I downloaded it yesterday. So, whatever update was,
you've
like
got
what
the
you're talking
version.
about, but the yesterday is like,
any
it was already incorporated or included in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a few months ago they did that, and it's made it so much easier.
Yeah, it's just a little button you click on, start virtual camera.
Yeah.
I'll have to try it again because I could not figure that out, and I did not know there was a YouTube video on how to do it. I never did get it to work.
Oh yeah, there's lots of people that use OBS for Zoom, and so there's lots of blog tutorials and lots of YouTube tutorials. But you want to go with the newest ones because of that change that they did, because otherwise they're going to have you installing V42 loopbacks and internal drivers for the rerouting the ports from one thing to the other. You don't need to do any of that anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna paste a link in a chat. Let me just find that tutorial, which I watched yesterday. It's, of course, it's in my library on YouTube of watched videos. It's not gonna take me. I just got it, so I'm just gonna copy the link.
Excellent.
And I'll be able to share that in the chat. So yeah, I started doing that, and it's kind of fun to be able to have more than one camera for what I was describing. Yeah, it was a little bit of it was a short while to let me just find. Anyway, I really can't talk and do this at the same time. So I'll just finish talking, and then I'll do it.
Okay.
Just a little bit later. But yeah, so I installed it. I'm just playing with the setup, right? So last night, Saturday night, I had that inverted. I had my image on the right and the typewriter on the left, but then my name was under the typewriter, which is fine, I guess. But
yes,
I think this looks like more direct. And I like also, like, so Joe now has, I don't know exactly how he does it, but there's a split screen, so I get that. But at the bottom, these are fixed images of 4 fixed images. So that's a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, you can import those in from your computer and then use them in the template,
background,
where they call it. Yeah.
Right.
So I have 2 different setups. I have one for these meetings, and then I have one for the New Mexico film photographers, which is, let's see if I can find OBS here, is I switched to this setup here, and all it is the photos at the bottom are different. They're more photograph related.
Yeah.
And then I have another setting. It's just the main MacBook camera, and then one is just the overhead camera here. So
right.
Nice.
Yeah. So just to show people how easy it is, like he just said, so it's just easy to switch from the main camera. That's my side camera, and you can see my hand, so this is live. And then the multi-camera. I call that multi-camera. Doesn't have, you can name it whatever you want. But that's what I created.
Your setup's
Oh,
nice because you retain your presence on the screen. We don't see tiny Danielle. We see tiny Ted and tiny Joe, but we still see full-sized Danielle on the screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bill, the way you say my name is perfect. It's like last night you asked me a question about how to say Daniel. So you can say Daniel, or in French we say Daniel, but it's
Yeah.
just the same. It's just the same. to
All
me.
right.
It's
Very cool.
so I actually where did I put those? I found the clips for the famous Acco clips for the everyday carry.
The famous.
Infamous.
Now the problem is that I put stuff away and then I don't remember where I put them. I'll find it later, but I found at the thrift store a bunch of those clips when I was thrifting in Victoria, BC last week, and where I found a lot of vintage paper and airmail paper, and that was kind of Victoria and Sydney. I was actually found those in Sydney, not Victoria. Sydney is a suburb. It's to the north of Victoria, and Sydney is very much a place with a lot of people that go to retire to that area because the climate is so kind. It's mild in winter. Like basically, I think they can play golf all year round at that latitude. So, and I thought that maybe the thrift stores would have a lot of vintage paper, and they did. So I found some vintage paper. So that was kind of cool.
Oh
But
yeah.
typewriters were expensive. Oh boy, on the island there. I think they're a rarity. Or maybe just because when I was there, the 1 week I was there, it wasn't good. But it must have been good before because there's plenty of collectors on the island.
Yeah.
And so that was a good little trip.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, it's always
And-
fun finding vintage paper. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
I actually like it a lot. To find the vintage, the airmail. I have this idea of trying to find. Okay, let me just dig up for the airmail paper here. Oh yeah. By the way, I would be remiss if I did not mention that I read Richard Polt's
Oh, the Cincinnati Enquirer.
his blog, and thank you. And then you have on the last page you have Joe there.
Nice.
There's a nice article. So this is airmail paper, so that's like he's got the collar and stuff, and it says on the cover, like matching envelopes available. Well, I can't find envelopes. I can find the paper often, but the envelope seems to be lost and have been used for maybe regular envelopes, not just airmail. But in the stack that I have, let me really find it because here we go. So there's a blank airmail envelope, and that's the Canadian version. It has the Canadian environmental logo. So that's a Canadian maple leaf with a bird in the middle. And let's see if I go. You can't see it's upside down or it's reverse. And it's 50% recycled paper. But I can't find these. But I thought, what if I unfold it and I carefully get these glued ends to be unglued with, I don't know, steam or something like that. And I find a way to unfold it and then make color photocopies.
Oh yeah.
And cut it and then make envelopes. It's kind of a thing. Well, of course, I prefer to find the envelopes already.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
easier to find them on eBay or something.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but no, eBay is like shipping to Canada. It's just like forget it.
Oh,
So I know I tell you it would be easier to photocopy them and fold them than have them bought and shipped to Canada.
yeah. Well,
eBay
there.
it's not as easy as it used to be. It used to be super easy. It used to be cheap to ship, like really cheap and easy, and it's not anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have them handy, but there are these things they're called print-on stickers, which back in the day they used to call them rub-on stickers.
Mhm.
But they specifically have a set on, oh boy, I think it was Yoseka Stationery, their website, and I'm sure they have them other places as well. But this set in particular has different like airmail um
Logos.
logos and that sort of thing, the little like red and blue stripes and that sort of thing. So you could just like rub it onto the envelope and make your own. I mean, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
cheap to do it that way, that's for sure.
No.
But
No. But I have a vintage rubber stamp with
oh, okay,
it says airmail via airmail, and
yeah,
I often put that on my envelopes to type files,
okay,
whether it's going to be airmailed or not. I just stamp it on the envelope, and it's just
oh,
a
Ted
bit
is
of
showing one there.
decoration.
Let's take a look.
But yeah, but that's the U.S., right? So
Yeah, yeah.
Avion, it's in French.
no,
Oh,
but
okay.
like, is that
Arrow,
not
arrow, airmail.
airmail?
So
Poste aérienne, aéropostale. So, and the address on the lower right, yeah, that's not where we should put the address anymore.
oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I have it upside
Oh.
down.
Oh, okay, that's a return address then.
Yeah.
Oh.
But,
Excellent.
yeah, it's in French, so or maybe Spanish. I don't know.
No, but airmail is always English and French. Like every
Part avian.
Oh, it's French, Spanish, and English. Yeah, so
Ah,
Yeah.
par avion, correro, aero, and airmail.
yeah. So
And mine is French and German.
oh,
It's par avion Luftpost.
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 Mm-hmm.
And you found that locally, Susan? Did you?
I found it at an estate sale. I have a stack of them.
oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
I do not have any, I've not ever been able to find any airmail stationery, the letters, writing paper, just envelopes. So anytime I find them, I just grab them.
Yes.
And I think I paid probably 50 cents for this stack right here. But
Yeah.
they're very difficult to find, but they're very thin envelopes. The paper, just like the airmail paper, is very thin.
Correct. Yes.
But like I
That's
said,
what's
this one
fun about
says
it.
par avion and Luftpost. So
Nice.
no English,
Yeah.
no Spanish.
That was interesting. A few years back, my wife and I were vacationing up in the mountains, and we went to, I think it was like a common drugstore, like Rite Aid or something, and we found airmail envelopes there. It was pretty bizarre. So, but I snatched them up, of course.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
it's-
also
it's
have
at
some
a
little
time.
stickers. I have
Right.
little Denison stickers that are also vintage that say airmail on them, because of course we don't mark anything airmail anymore. So
No.
Yeah.
I do have a bigger pad of airmail, blue, very thin blue paper. That's 200 sheets. But I think that was originally, for handwriting because it has the lined guide.
Yeah.
But since it's very thin, it actually, I bet the typewriter airmail was the same, or there was no two types, right? Airmail was airmail. You didn't have an airmail for handwriting and an airmail for typewriting. I would assume it was all the same. So
I don't think all of it was lined though. Not all of the paper was lined. That particular pad is, but some of them were not lined.
Well, it's not lined. Just one.
Oh, just one sheet is lined. I see.
One guide
Oh.
sheet.
I see.
Okay.
So you
The
put
first
that
one.
underneath your other paper that you're writing on so you can see the lines.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Now I didn't separate it,
Uh-huh.
but they're basically unlined.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, most airmail paper was, not lined, but they had a template there for you. So you could, if you were handwriting, you wouldn't go askew with your writing. I get it.
Yeah.
Nice. You know,
That was-
a common paper in the fountain pen community is Tomoe River. And they have not only a 68 GSM, but they also have a 52 GSM. So I imagine that could be used as airmail paper. It's very, very light.
That's very light indeed. That's thin.
Yeah.
So what you called it?
Tomoe River. I'll write it in the chat, but TOMOE, a separate word, river. Yeah.
Yeah, that is very popular paper. I get a lot of people that write to me using that paper with their
Yeah.
typewriters also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super, super nice paper. Oh my goodness.
It's very smooth.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't have a lot of texture to it. It's smooth, not slick, smooth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't like anything that's slick. If it's
Uh,
a lot of modern papers have some kind of, I don't know,
like a coating.
a coating that I don't like. So,
Yeah.
but I usually use, more vintagey paper because
Yeah.
it's so cheap.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it can be expensive depending where you get it.
And I use it. I don't hoard it. I use it, which is
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Oh, there's the link. Thank you for that, Daniel.
I like that word vintagey, Susan.
vintagey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vintagey paper. Yeah. Usually I buy any paper that says on the package typewriter, or if it has a picture of a typewriter. But I also just buy any that I recognize. I've been buying a lot of loose paper lately that's watermarked that I recognize what it is. I don't mind if it's got a little bit of like beiginess to the outside of the edges. I do not mind. I still write on it, as Ted will tell you. I like anything that's 25% cotton or higher. I mean, I love 50% cotton paper. It's really fun to type on. Because your typewriter really loves that to make a good imprint on that. You just can't use a super inked ribbon. I mean, it needs to be a kind of a medium ink ribbon.
Yeah.
Otherwise it gets kind of blurry because the ink just settles inside of the paper. But I am totally into how the paper feels to me. I love the way that it feels. But, when I go to an estate sale and it's loose, I can get 500 sheets of paper for less than $1. They'll sell it to me for 75 cents because they don't know what to do with it. So they're so happy that somebody comes up front and I go, oh, look, I found all this. How much? Okay. 75 cents. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. And if you bought it at a stationery store, it would cost you a lot of money.
If you buy it on eBay, it costs a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
I was just kind of looking through some old paper that I had from my printing days in the 90s. And, I start looking up some of this stuff and see what it goes for nowadays. And it's like crazy. You can spend $100 on a ream of paper.
Yeah.
Well, that airmail paper too. I mean, Andrew Smith always tells me he says, if you ever find airmail paper, Susan, you buy it and no matter what it costs, I'll pay you because I know it's going to be cheaper than it will be on eBay or Etsy, but I never find any. So.
Yeah, I have some yellow airmail paper that's 9 pound.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Some white airmail paper that's actually kind of yellow on the edges.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's so old. It's from the 40s. And I bought 2 reams of this stuff like way long ago. And I use it. It's kind of amazing stuff because I use it. I actually print on it with my inkjet printer, and this stuff will
Oh
feed
wow.
through an inkjet printer just fine. And it's
Interesting.
if you ever see the inserts that I put inside of my letters, like if I have a CD that has an insert in it, like a paper insert with a note, this is the paper that I use for that.
Wow.
And it's got a really interesting hand feel, and it's like almost transparent.
Yeah.
It's really neat to, especially to print on and like cut out, have little tiny bits that are super thin and have the ink soaked into the paper really well. And I don't know, I like it a lot.
Nice.
That's what I use airmail paper for.
Yeah.
I recently bought a box of paper that's marked manifold paper, and I don't really know what that is, but it felt interesting to me, so I'm gonna be using some of that. I think it was like businesses made copies, mass copies, carbon copies on it or something. I don't know.
Well, you would have to use a manifolding typewriter and a manifold typeface.
Yeah, I have one of those for my electric, so I will send you a letter, Rosie.
You can only type with that typeface on it.
Yep.
There
you go.
Excellent. Yeah. Daniel, anything else new with you?
Just in closing, I mentioned that last Sunday, but I got this set of stamps, Stampville, when I was in Victoria, and it's 25 stamps and 25 different shapes, and
Cool.
you can combine things to do those kind of visuals, you know.
Well, that's neat.
So it's like a wood.
That's cool.
And you get. I didn't even open it yet, so I haven't played with it yet. But
Nice.
it's kind of cool. Designed by somebody in France, but produced for the UK and US market because the prices on the back are in US dollars and British pounds.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
It's the Princeton Architectural Press that publishes that for anybody
Nice.
interested.
Oh, it looks like they have a whole bunch of different kinds.
Ooh.
There's 25 C stamps, 25 the kind that you got, which is architectural, and then there's a Stampville building set, which has more stamps in it, and bugs. Ah.
I do
Kinda
have
fun.
I do have a set of rubber stamps that are bugs. I do that for my journaling. I like to put ants in my journal.
So yeah, it looks like they all have a whole line of different stamps from Stampville.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. I have to check that out. I actually carved some of my own. They're just abstract. But for a while there, I was stamping them on outgoing mail just to add a little abstract design to the paper. So I need to bust those out again.
Yeah, definitely. If you're gonna mail stuff to me, because I need little stuff to cut out and put on my mail call.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be sure and do that then.
I sent Ted a letter last week that he got last week and has an unusual stamp on it.
Oh.
I got it from a psychiatrist estate sale.
Oh yeah, it's the medical.
Yeah, it says confidential. Do not reproduce, for medical use only.
Yep.
Yeah. Very
I thought it
cool.
was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, I have a stamp that I don't dare use, and it's a vintage stamp from the USDA that somehow ended up here in Ottawa, and so It's like an official stamp of the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Yeah, that's the
But-
one.
Wow.
But an old vintage, you know. So I have it, but I dare not use it.
They might track you down.
Yeah, you know, what's happening there?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Excellent. Well, it's so good to see you, Danielle.
That's so good to see you too, and everyone
Excellent.
else.
Yes, yes. Neil, how are you doing?
You're doing well, doing well. Good to see everybody. I
good.
haven't been on quite a while, so get back with the gang here. It's fun listening to you. I go back and try and obviously listen
Yeah,
quarter meetings, but it's not quite the same. So
yeah, yeah.
speaking of letterhead, I found some people that we know. They're basically preparing to move, and they're getting rid of all kinds of stuff. And one of the things that they actually put in the trash a couple of weeks ago was an entire 500 sheet box of beautiful paper. Just I don't even know what kind it is, but it's really, really nice stuff. It has their personal names on the top of the letterhead, so I would never use it as it is, but put in my paper cutter and sliced it off, and I got a whole box now. Really beautiful, high quality paper. It's fun. And then the other thing, I was going through some old photos and stuff yesterday because we're kind of getting in the sorting and scaling back mode in our household too. And I came across some letters that I had been saving for years. And one of them was from an aunt who sent me, at the time it was interesting, but interesting enough that I guess that I saved it all these years, because she sent it to me in the early 80s. And what it was a letterhead from a store in St. Clair, Michigan. A couple of you will get letters on a really bad copy of this letterhead that I made, but of a feed store that my great grandfather managed in St. Clair, Michigan. And it's kind of neat. The phone number was 467, 3-digit phone number, and his initials A.D. McMichael are up in the upper left-hand corner. His name was Archibald Duncan McMichael. I say great-great-grandfather. My family tended to procreate at an early age, so it's really not that old. It's probably my great-grandfather attended my high school graduation back in 1975. So that gives you an idea of how old this really isn't. But it was his father who managed the store, probably back in, I'm guessing, the 40s. They still had DDT around at the time because it was listed as one of the things for sale that they were hawking. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so that's the letterhead topics from here.
Yeah.
A couple of letters I've been mentioning to people. I'm getting ready. I'm not ready. I finally retired a couple of weeks ago. So
nice.
Yeah, I think I'm going to like it. It's pretty nice. And we bought a small cabin up in northern Michigan recently, back in March. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to transition from Key West to northern Michigan, and we're still maintaining a place down here in the Keys, about 100 miles north of Key West in Key Largo. So the big plan in the end, if it all works out, would be to spend the summers up in northern Michigan and the winters down here. So we'll see how that works out. I'm not quite sure, but we had an opportunity to go up there a week ago and spend a week checking the place out and getting the lay of the land and getting the internet hooked up and all that stuff. And I also I mentioned on Ted's post that you folks started out the meeting talking about the Skywriter And so I thought, I've got to get a typewriter up there. So what would be the perfect one to take? So I grabbed my Skywriter and stuffed it inside my satchel. And I had another carry-on bag. This is what was kind of funny. It was full of electronic stuff like blink cameras and all this wiring, Ethernet cable stuff that you would think if it went through a TSA scanner, it would have raised all kinds of red flags. That one went right through, no problem at all. And then my satchel went through with the Skywriter, and the woman who was working there, they had a little mini conference between the two of them, and they my bag off of the conveyor and motioned me over to the window so I could stand behind the plexiglass. I guess it's a sneeze guard for COVID, whatever. So I could watch her unpack the bag, and she took the zipper about halfway down only and kind of looked in there, and she said, it's a typewriter. I said, yeah. She kind of zipped it back up and said, okay, there you go. So I was on my way. So kind of, she raised no issue with it at all. It was just, I think actually she was probably just nosy, wanted to take a peek at it.
Exactly.
It was a kind of a fun interaction there. But so out of the whole collection here in Key West, there's one typewriter now that's 1,700 miles north up in northern Michigan. So it's sitting.
Wow.
I was so busy I didn't have a chance to use it while I was there, but it's there. So
Yeah.
one of many more that will end up there eventually at some point. So
Nice.
yeah, so that's it's been kind of, that's why I haven't been on the last few weeks. I've been kind of a little bit busy. So
Yeah.
a lot of stuff happening, all good stuff. So, and I haven't been doing, I just now got back in the realm of writing and getting a few letters out. That's been kind of slowed down also the last 2 or 3 weeks. So back in the kind of a little bit of a groove. So that's going to be interesting. We've talked in the past about how, the idea of if you had to pare down typewriters, which ones would you hang on to and which ones well, now I really have to, I'm going to be a good test case because I have to do that. So,
Yeah.
I'm already kind of getting my priority list together. And there, quite frankly, there's some of them that are going to be real easy to let go of. So I think I may be giving some typewriters away locally here to some kids in the area who have expressed an interest. So they've already given a couple away. They're thrilled with it. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on here in a nutshell. No new typewriters, no staplers, no nothing. I need to stop for a while and cool my jets, as they say. So
yeah,
but it's all good. So I guess I'll just sit back and thank you again, Gregory. I always
of course,
make a point.
of course.
Thank you for doing this. Just love it. So
You're
that's
welcome.
about it from here. So good seeing
Okay.
you.
Good seeing you too, and enjoy your retirement. I'm jealous.
Yeah, it was a long time coming, but I like I said, I think I'm gonna handle it quite well. No,
Yeah.
so,
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Joe looks like he's working on something. What's that, Ted?
I should note for Michael that I have 2 new episodes that he hasn't got. So his time off has allowed me to get a little bit ahead of him.
okay, I'm glad you said that because last communication I had from you kind of asked me to cool it for a while because you were getting behind the 8
I was
ball.
getting behind, but now I'm 2 ahead. So
Okay, well,
you can write me again.
brace yourself.
Ted's told me to cool it a few times.
Well, I got one more for you, Brian. So
Or Bill, right?
not Brian, Bill. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I was looking at Brian.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Excellent.
It's Bill. There's Bill.
Yes.
I'm on the top.
Very cool. Yeah. So everybody flood Ted with letters.
Well, some of you guys are so prolific that you got ahead of me. That
Yeah.
even my system was not fast enough.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. So, Joe, how are you doing?
I am doing great, thank you. It's good to be here. I've
Excellent.
missed a few of the last few weeks.
I have too.
Yeah. I mean, I think I was on the last few Saturday nights, and it's always a different crowd, a different kind of a vibe on Saturday nights. But yeah, it's great to be back on Sunday morning.
Interesting.
So, yep. So let's see. I was going to first ask Ted a question because I was listening to one of his cassette tapes I got from him, and this is a stupid little question, but he has this little envelope, and his little guy is the guy wearing the fez. This is actually translucent. It's transparent, like the white printing ink on the back of the bag is missing. So it's, instead of it being a stamp, it's almost like he scraped off the ink. Is that what he did? Is that what Ted did? I wonder.
No, that's weird because I just used regular stamping pad ink on that. And
So it looks like the
Interesting.
stamping ink actually dissolved the white paint. So I thought that was kind of cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, so, I fixate on the most weird things, right? So,
Didn't do that on this one. So
so,
Don't
yeah,
go
you-
stamping yourself on your skin, Ted.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what am I doing with this little craft project? Well, this morning I had decided that I have to use up the rest of this notebook, right? This journal book, because I have like 10 pages left. Well, 10 sheets left. It's 20 pages, if that makes any sense. But anyways, I was drawing about maybe I'll make a sleeve to carry this thing in. And so I decided I'll make a prototype out of cardboard. I have a whole bunch of this, what they call chipboard, this thin cardboard you buy at the craft store. So I'm just here, I'm just making a little holder, and I'm going to tape it together with, of course, what else? Gaffer's tape, right? So I'm going to do that. But typewriter related, I have this SM9 that I got a few weeks ago. You guys might remember, local yard sale. This was the thing that was down on the street where my brother lives, and I was kind of grouchy about the fact that the traffic was blocking the street when I was trying to drive down their street. So I went into the yard sale, or the estate sale, I mean, and this was $20. They were asking $35, but I got 20 for it. So it's a 1978 SM9. It's pretty darn good shape, but it's had a few issues with, like, if I type really fast, kind of a sloppy staccato typing style, it'll sometimes snarl or snag the type bars together.
Oh.
And I've been trying to kind of deal with that, and I did do some more degreasing of the segment and the type bar joints this morning, because if you put it up on end, you guys probably know about this, if you hold the universal bar and then you operate a key, when you release the key, the type bar should pop back to the rest position on its own. And some of them were kind of hanging up a little bit. So I was thinking maybe they were a little slow to retract back to the home position. Anyway, I was doing a little cleaning and degreasing on it. And then I noticed the type bar, or I'm sorry, the space bar rest underneath here, where the space bar goes back, was kind of sticking to the space bar rest. It was making a little pinging noise, and of course that was driving me nuts. So I had to put a little tape on that. The rubber was a little sticky. So anyways, just getting this thing tuned up. I don't know if I've actually fixed the spacing issue. It also kind of sometimes has a problem with it was having a problem with the letter A would occasionally print slightly low, just very slightly below the line. And I think it was caused by the fact that this is a segment shift machine. And because both the shift and the shift lock on the left side are so close to the A key, if I hit the shift lock just very slightly as I'm typing the A, the segment drops really slightly, enough to print low. So this particular version of the SM9, it didn't look like there was any way to adjust the spring tension for the shifting for the segment. So to make that spring tighter, this was my friend Kevin's idea. We actually inserted a rubber washer between two of the coils of the spring, and it kind of stretched the spring out and makes it actually tighter of a spring. So I did that so that the shifting is has a little more tension now. So right at the top of it, the segment's not bouncing so easy. It's not so sensitive to it. But anyway, so I was kind of playing around with that and trying to get the thing so you can type really fast and you don't have the type bars snarling or snagging together. And I'm still not sure if I fixed it, but I was typing on this piece of resume paper that I misprinted my header crooked on. So anyways, I'm just using that as junk paper. But yeah, just testing this machine and trying to get it back into perfect order. And that's really about it. I've been writing a few letters. I got a letter out to Daniel, or at least it will be out Monday in the mail. So look forward to that.
Excellent.
Yay.
So, yeah, nothing really too much going on. I've been busy in personal life, busy stuff this last week. So my oldest brother broke his leg
Oh,
just
no.
below his hip. He's in rehab. My two brothers are both bachelors. They live together at the old family house. And so now we have to get the house ready for him because he's still not walking without a wheelchair and a walker and stuff. So I've been making this deck on their porch so that his step up from the porch to the front door isn't so high. Instead of being like 8 inches, it'd be like 4. So I made this 4 by 6 foot deck that's done and ready to put on, but I have to get someone to help me lift it and put it in my truck. It's kind of heavy.
Yeah.
I was using pressure treated wood, and of course that stuff's really dense, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I was doing this week, having fun. And other than that, that's about it, really. Nothing too much. Yeah.
I do have to confess. So I saw your video come up in my feed, the one about your little mini desk.
Oh yeah.
And for some reason, it didn't strike me, like the little thumbnail didn't strike me as a Joe Van Cleve video. And in
Really?
fact, I mistook it as an ad. I thought someone was selling something.
Hey,
And so I've been skipping over it.
how professional is that it looks like an ad? Wow. Well, that is funny.
Yeah.
Well, if I was more concerned about, the numbers and all that, I would, but I mean, I think I've been getting better at doing thumbnails, but they are kind of fun, actually.
Yeah. Excellent. Have you
Yeah.
thought any more about setting up a Patreon?
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about that. I do want to do that here. Definitely.
You should.
That would be fun. Yeah. So you guys can be
Excellent.
part of the cult,
Yeah.
the cult of Van Cleve.
Oh, that's
Anyways.
funny.
It's good to see everybody, though. It's always
It's
fun
good to see you
hearing
too,
everybody
Joe.
talk.
Yeah.
And I'll be sure and interject my silly comments whenever, we're in the middle of stuff. So,
Yeah. Very cool.
okay.
All right. Bill, how are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. I
That's good.
came on today just to share something. I'm hoping Ted would be on here for one thing, but I got this in the mail yesterday. So this is from Haggerty Classic Car Insurance, but it's the music and cars issue. And the cover artwork just seemed very timely, Ted.
Yep. Mixtape number 1.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian gave me heck about my lo-fi recording sensibilities. He's working on a cassette deck for me, apparently. That's gonna be better than the one I have.
Bonus.
Excellent. Yeah.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah. I'll be happy to have better quality.
Excellent. And Bill, anything new on the typewriter front, or?
Still using them.
That's good.
Yeah, still just writing. I actually I have a stack of correspondence a couple inches thick now. waiting. I'm getting ready to move here over the next couple of weeks. And so when I move into my new place, I know I'm going to be looking for things to keep me busy. And so I've been intentionally holding. I've told people on the Saturday night group about this, but after I get moved in, then I'll be looking for things to keep myself occupied. So I'll have lots of letters to respond to, and that'll be good for me. So
Nice. Nice.
that's the plan.
Excellent. That's a good plan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it for me.
Okay. Well, it's so good to see you, Bill.
Likewise.
Excellent. And I almost say I almost called on Susan again because the order of the screen changed. Christopher, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing better. Yes, yes,
Glad.
definitely.
Susan, hello. Be sure and wave when you drive through Salt Lake City on the way to Yellowstone.
I will.
And let's see, we're talking about antique stuff. I have an original aerogram, which was this is from 1966.
Wow.
And has John F. Kennedy on there even. It was when you could send a half-ounce letter for cheaper. And I've got 2 or 3 of these left, and somebody's going to get some. I imagine Joe, and maybe if I take the quest, we'll see how that goes. And they're fun. I've got some new ones. I sent Joe one of the new ones. They're just, the same shape, and they're blue on the front, but white on the inside. And I assume he got it. I can't find my copy around, so I'm not sure if it actually got mailed. And nothing really new. I helped a friend move from here to Puerto Rico, so that kept my couple of days busy. I was going to take him to the airport, and we didn't get done packing the first night, so we postponed and went the next night. And he's there and safe and has a beautiful place to stay. And I guess that's just about it, except will somebody please tell me how to get onto the private message thing so I can start questing.
Chat down at the bottom of your Zoom meeting, you'll see a chat bubble that says chat.
Chat, yeah.
And then you click on that. And let's see. There you are.
I see it says everyone, to everyone.
You can select that box, and well, there I just typed to you. So you can type to me now.
And it'll go privately to Ted.
Messages.
I can find you in a minute.
As long as it's private, it doesn't get saved to the Zoom thing, so that
okay,
it doesn't get
everyone's
exposed
type
publicly.
pals: Bill, Daniel, David, Diane, Joe, Neil, RTM. I'm not looking far. Oops, not looking far enough. Apparently,
That's him, RTM.
there's Susan. RRTM, is that Ted?
That's me.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, there we go. So I guess I'm the page at the moment. I'm not yet a questing knight. So
Let's
good to know.
see. I'll just text this to you. I think I texted this to you before, but maybe you didn't get it. I think you asked before, and I texted it to you here, and maybe you didn't get it. That's why you're still in the mystery house.
You texted me what?
My address. I think you asked for it once before, and
I didn't, but
okay, somebody did. But I never heard from them, so.
We weren't ready for the quest.
I'm delinquent in many things, but not that apparently. Anyway, I enjoy you guys. I mostly just listen because I don't have very often things to contribute.
That's okay.
Been typing a little bit on my, just regular letters, not typewriter people, just because I enjoy it. And anyway, thank you very much. Excuse me, I always learn so much and appreciate your lovely shining faces and lovely personalities. So thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here, Christopher. And it's always good to see you.
And always good to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. David, how are you?
That one.
What was that, Ted?
Christopher, did you get the message I just sent you?
You might have to open the chat.
Oh, yes, I do. Thank you.
There you go.
There you
All
go.
set.
And here's
Excellent.
Quest has
excellent.
begun.
The gauntlet has been thrown down.
Yeah. I don't know about Gauntlet, but
Oh, okay.
he's got my address now. So
Yeah, yeah.
I was going to send it to Mesa Typewriter and just wait for you to pick it up, but no, I'm actually, this will make it actually official.
yeah, that's actually funny. You probably could, because Bill would call me up and say, "Hey, I got a letter for you."
Yeah.
Well, I would either send it inside another envelope and he could pull it out and just stick it in the mail, or forward, or wait till you show up. So
Well,
Yeah,
I
there
just
were-
show up.
all those choices.
Like, apparently,
Very
I'm the
cool.
conduit to Mesa Typewriter Exchange, because
Yeah, I enjoyed your road trip. You guys went over
Yes. Yeah.
there. Joe, it was fun. Thanks.
yeah, anytime people come over, that's the first place we go.
I can understand it. I do the same thing.
Excellent. Very cool. Yes, David, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Hope everybody is
Excellent.
well. I'm going through an Erica 11 now.
Oh, let me zoom in on you here.
I just went through the type slugs. I have to read your percentages and your umlauts and that kind of stuff. But I kind of forgot about this one because it's one of the newer Ericas that really shine up well. You know, they have the nice shiny black gloss. So I thought I'd go through it, but pulled the plate now. I'm like, ooh, this is hard. I should send this in. So every couple of days I come down and do something, tinker with it, and get further down the machine, right? So it's going to be a pile of parts before too long, but they'll be clean.
Yeah.
They'll be clean parts. Yeah, it's just a mess now. It's hanging out. There it is.
Very cool.
I have a few machines I'm working on. Then I got distracted with trying to figure out why I needed a mini desk. And I
Yeah.
was like, that seems like something that would be so easy to make. Why did Ted should like patent these things? And then so in the interim, I've got a clipboard that clips, and I was like, well, I can use this, right?
Nice.
I may put rubber feet on it because it is metal.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, every time you're sort of you kind of have some things you need to do, then all of a sudden, Ted or somebody or Joe will put up a video, or you'll see something that they did. And you're like, oh, that's cool. I need to do that.
Yeah.
And you're like, I have hundreds of notebooks. I certainly need a handmade notebook. That makes a lot of sense. How about I know the Tamil River paper is good. How about Midori papers? Are there any Midori paper fans out there? I didn't really
Yeah,
use it
actually,
before, but I got a calendar with one, and it's really thin, and it holds like everything really good. Paper, pencil, ink.
yeah, I think I'm using no, that's I have used it for journaling. Well, I had a little gratitude journal I was doing. And I finished that, and that was in a little A6 size Midori.
I had one of
really
those,
good.
and I sure was grateful to get done with it.
Well,
Come on, man.
I decided not to do it again because the stuff I was grateful for was pretty like uneventful days at work. Oh, it's pretty sad when
Not getting
you're
fired.
grateful for an
That's what it is.
uneventful day at work.
That's pretty common now. If you to be thankful for that, because eventful days are getting kind of rough.
Oh yeah, yeah,
If you look at the news.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
that's for sure.
yeah.
But yeah, other than that, my intent was actually to get this one tidied up really quick and type off a letter, but it'll take a little bit longer, so I'll grab one. And I always do that, try to get a machine. I was like, ooh, let me fix this one up and type a letter, and then no, and then I have to go back to, I have a Continental and a Olympia SF and
Yeah.
a couple other ones that are sort of in, put right out of the ready to type right out of the box, and they're always easy to fall back on.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I mean
yeah,
that's why we have so many typewriters, right? Like one doesn't work, just pull out another one.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been back for a year, and I just last a couple weeks ago went through some of the parts and things I had acquired in Germany. I have like tons of Olympia parts and things like that, and all kind of the badges and things like that. So I'm also organizing those to make them so it's useful whenever I, if I'm working on an Erica like this and I need a thingamabobber or a doohickey, if I can figure out what it is, I probably might have one that's ready to replace. But so far, really, I mean, as I think everybody knows, the problem with the things is usually that they're dirty, and once they're clean, then really they work pretty good, which is shocking for things that are 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years old.
Definitely.
Amazes me every day. But that's all. That's all from Omaha.
Excellent. Well, it's so good to see you, David.
It's good to be seen.
And Diane's taking a drink, so I'll call on her next. How are you, Diane?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good, good.
Hold on, let me minimize what I was actually working on. No, I was actually working.
Oh, okay, okay.
And of course,
Very
the cat
cool.
chose to move, and then he maximized the window again.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they walk on the keyboard, lay on the keyboard. Anyway. So yeah, I was making sure I copied that that OBS Studio tutorial link before it went away.
Yeah, I also posted it on the YouTube chat as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anything new in your world?
Well, I made progress with filling up my shelves.
Ooh. Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to clean the floor off. Ha ha ha. Office/living room. It's like there's so many portable machines. Like, yeah, I could have another shelf like that. And yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm somewhat lower. There's somewhat less. It's like that seems to be a perpetual pile back here, just because I've gotten so used to having a place to pile stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, if I just make a home for everything, well, that's an ongoing project, just making a home stuff.
Now, if you lay the typewriter cases that are on the floor, if you lay them flat and just kind of like lay them together like tile, you can just walk right on them, right?
No, I don't think I should do that. The cats can do that, but no.
Okay.
No.
Wall-to-wall typewriters.
Yeah. Wall-to-wall typewriters.
Yeah, but unfortunately my chair wouldn't roll
Oh,
the typewriters. That would be a pain. Then I'd be tripping on them, and that's unacceptable. Yeah, I actually have a few on that shelf I have not put on the database.
Oh.
Mostly the wedge-shaped ones, the modern ones. What?
Ted is shocked.
Yeah, well, all the modern ones, meaning 1980s and forward. Nope. I'll get around to those eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't shake your head too much, Ted.
I didn't shake my head at all.
No, I've got the majority of my typewriters out there.
That's good.
And I say majority. There's still a couple that I don't. I need to put a ribbon in one and see if I can make it work enough to get a type sample, and that will probably be about all I get. So,
yeah.
Unfortunately, because there's no drawband on it.
Oh.
And no, don't tell me I can make one of the shoelace, because the shoelace is too thick. It's a piece of metal I need.
Oh.
Actually, I do have one that has shoelace-like material on it, but I had help putting that one together, and I don't have the necessary tools to do that. So
No, what you need to do is mount it on a board and then tilt that board 45 degrees at one angle where the platen can naturally go down.
Oh,
Type on it that way.
well, that would be doable, and you know why? It's because it's a right-handed, carriage return. So
Really well lubricated bearings and on an angle, and gravity can be your carriage return.
The gravitiper.
yeah, I don't think so.
he's worth a shot. Come on.
I'm just trying to create enough space that I can actually take typewriters out and use them. It's like the only time I can use a typewriter without having a cat trying to jump on it, in it, or vaulting off of it is when it's in here. I mean, that puts most of my standards out because they're all in the other room. It's like, yeah, maybe I'll clear off my desk over here enough that I can actually put one there.
That works too. Yeah.
Then again, the question would be which one? Oh boy. That would be an interesting question. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually,
Very cool.
I finally put a silk ribbon on one of my machines.
Oh.
I have it in mind to do it on another one with a video, but I haven't gotten that far. I took it out and looked around, and I just wasn't in the right frame of mind to do it, and I need to be in the right frame of mind to do it. So
Yeah.
Where did you get your silk ribbon?
I'm sorry.
Where did you get your silk ribbon?
I got my silk ribbon from Ribbons Unlimited.
Yeah.
Although, I could just as well get it from Baco.
Do they have silk?
They can make silk, yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, if I'm going from if I'm getting it from there, I'm usually getting it from the local typewriter repair shop who gets it from there. Since they can just drive over and get it from her.
Yeah.
Well, it's that local, so yeah.
Yeah. Now, is silk ribbon significantly more expensive than nylon? No?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. That's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Very
wanted to try it. I wanted to try it on my double Gothic, my Olympia SG1 double Gothic Elite, because the ribbon that was on there, and it's been on there quite a while. It's just, I don't know if it's too heavily inked or what. Anyway.
Excellent. And anything else new with you?
No, typewriter's still in transit.
Yeah.
For everybody who's like aching to know, it's not supposed to get here till Thursday.
Well, maybe next week then.
And we hope and pray it arrives intact.
Yes, definitely.
That of course is the key.
Yes. Very cool.
If it doesn't, I just won't be here.
Oh, it's gonna destroy you. It's gonna destroy you if it doesn't.
Well, I
arrive
don't know
intact.
about that, but I'll be upset. But there's not much I can do about it.
Yeah.
So let's just hope for the best. And I see. So I see Susan is SM9.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Well, it's so good to see you, Diane.
Nice to see you too, Greg.
Thank you. Brendan, what are you working on?
It's a QDL. It's for somebody that wanted it fixed, and it's in pretty rough shape. It's it's okay. He's a filmmaker, and he wants to just do some filming. It has no drawband. Bunch of stuff, and he just wants to film, it typing. So he says, really, after he does the film piece, he's going to put it on the shelf. Yeah. So I'm not going super deep because I quoted him a really low price, which was to my detriment, but that's okay. That's my own fault. I had a busy couple weeks. I had a typewriter event last week, which went swimmingly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, about probably 80 people showed up.
Nice.
There was a guy. So I don't know if many Canadians know who Terry Fox is. Terry Fox was a runner. He had cancer, lost his leg back in the 79. Ran across. Well, started a thing called the Marathon of Hope, and he ran a marathon every day, trying to cross Canada. And he made it, a month and a half in, but and then cancer came back, and he ended up passing away from cancer. That was in 1980. So the Terry Fox Foundation has been raising hundreds of millions of dollars over the last 40 years. And one of the guys that was a big part of that was a guy named Bill Viggers, and he was part of the original the Marathon of Hope. And I have an iconic typewritten letter that Terry typed out in 79 to try and gain sponsors for this event. But Bill Viggers was played by Robert Duvall in the movie in 1983. So Robert Duvall played this guy, and he showed up at my event. I'd never met him. I was, wow, if Robert Duvall's playing this guy, he's got to be somebody, right? So, which was really exciting. And then Terry Fox's brother, he showed up, and so that was really good. And then, and the other little thing that happened yesterday was I met Margaret Atwood. So
nice.
I had a little sit down with her for about half hour,
wow,
which was just amazing. And she's hilarious and funny, and I tried to squeeze out as much typewriter information out of her as I could. I said, well, do you remember your first typewriter? And she said, well, it was her mother's, and it was a Remington Portable that she kind of learned to type on. She said she was a hunt and pecker, still is. She never, but the IBM Selectric was her machine of choice, which she still has a few of them, she said. So she still has her typewriters, but she's just really funny. She was very nice, and I couldn't believe that I got like a half hour of just chatting about things, and got a bunch of pictures with my family, with her, and the typewriter that I presented her. So I presented her a 1939 Corona Zephyr, which is a terrible machine. Really not a user-friendly thing at all. But it was one I had that was the same year as her, that I had in the time span of 2 weeks to get ready. And she loved it. She loved it. She signed it. I have pictures of her signing it. So she's, I met with her publicist and the head of the Vancouver Writers Festival before she showed up. And they said they loved it so much. They said, because she was going to donate it to the Vancouver Writers Fest, so they could raise some money for the Vancouver Writers Festival and donate it to them. But they said that they think she'll like it so much that she'll keep it, because it was, which was exactly what would be perfect. That would be the dream of dreams, right? So it was really cool. And I talked a little bit about Rick Van Krugel, he's intertwined in this little story that Margaret Atwood's good friend was Al Purdy. He was a famous poet, very famous Canadian poet, probably wrote 50 books. And they were really good friends. And then Rick, who's a typewriter I'm going to visit him next week. Brilliant guy, has hundreds and hundreds of typewriters. So he built me the ribbon covers, because 99% of Corona Zephyrs out there are missing those ribbon covers because they weren't attached to the machines. They were independent, and they would get tossed or flipped over and used as an ashtray or whatever. So Rick built me or built some ribbon covers, like out of metal and soldered and brazed, and built the little clips that clip onto the posts. Amazing. So, and his wife was really good. His wife was friends with Margaret Atwood, or is friends with Margaret Atwood. So, yeah, so a little intertwined typewriter thing And then tonight I'm going to see her. She's doing a Q&A about her latest book, Babe in the Woods. So I'm going down to the university tonight to go see her do this talk. It's going to be cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that was my little, you'll all see the pictures next week. I'm going to kind of load them up and stuff. My wife took them, and my wife is a massive Margaret Atwood fan. I mean, aren't we all? But she's read everything she's ever written, you know. As we were leaving, my wife was like crying. So it was pretty cool. Like, I mean, in a good way, you know.
Yeah.
And my daughters were there, and, you know, there will be a day where they look at those pictures and go, wow, I was hanging out with her for a half hour. So,
yeah.
So that was really cool. I bought Skywriter yesterday. I'm going to pick it up in a week. I bought what else? A Brother JP1 with a metal case. I'll be picking that up in a couple weeks. I'm picking up a free SC120 electric. I just, you get up, if you don't get up at 6 a.m. and check Marketplace, you're gonna lose out. So I did, and there it was, free, and I'm gonna pick it up on my way to go see Margaret Atwood today, and then and now I have I'm gonna take a bit of downtime on the typewriters for a bit, because I've been scrambling with this event and then trying to get the machine ready for the last week and a half. So it's been I'm gonna look forward to working on my machines a bit. So, but yeah, that's my exciting thing. Oh, and I want to thank everybody that I got 3 typewritten letters this week.
Oh, nice.
Really cool. I got Robert from Germany. Thank you, Robert. And Frederick Durbin from Pennsylvania. I had sent him some parts to keep his machine alive. And Andrew Smith from the Type Pals, so in California. So that was cool. Nice. I love getting that in the mail. Yeah. That's so few and far between that you get something in the mail that doesn't cost you money.
Exactly. Yes.
So, but yeah, that's about all I have. But it was a great couple of weeks in the typewriter world for me.
Yeah, that's some exciting news. So yeah,
it was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. I've only had a few brushes with literary fame, and I was just at book signings. I met Robert Bloch, who wrote Psycho. I met Ray Bradbury.
Wow.
A much more obscure one, but going back to my very, very geeky youth, I met Gary Gygax, who is one of the creators of Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah.
Wow.
That was pretty cool.
I was a D&D guy myself. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. I was a half orc cleric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You could only use dull weapons. You weren't allowed to use pointed weapons. So you had to use a flail or a staff or something.
Yeah.
Clerics aren't big on stabbing.
Yes. Very cool. Yeah, I was never allowed to be the dungeon master because I assume I was not very good at it. So
I wasn't creative enough. You have to really, you have to really have verbiage and, have all the talk, tell the story and get the imaginations flowing. And I was a follower.
Excellent. Well, it's so good to see you, Brendan.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. Sean, we can finally start the meeting. You're here now.
So sorry I'm late. Super excited. I had to go and pick up a typewriter that I saw this morning. So I had to whip out to a town outside of the city. And I'm like racing back, hoping the cops are on the road so I could get back for Typewriter Club. It's sort of like an unboxing live thing, which I've got here. So smart people will probably know what this is.
Remington.
Yep. This is actually, funny enough, this is Margaret Atwood's mother's Remington portable.
Yeah, no.
Oh, wow.
No, just shitting you. That's the anyway. But as soon as Brendan said that, I was like, oh, I'm just going to say that's what this is. But anyway, it's probably the same kind of thing that Margaret Atwood used.
Number one.
Probably right.
Yeah. So this is why I went and got it.
Number one. No.
Oh.
Apothecary.
Yes.
Apothecary.
So yeah. So and it's a Canadian. It's a Canadian one, and it's got the decals are in like amazing shape.
Ooh.
With even the Toronto just above the numbers there.
That's
made
cool.
in Toronto, Canada. Yeah. So.
And the platen has the little hooks.
Good question. I haven't looked at that yet. I just basically raced in, threw the money at the guy, shook his hand, and then ran out. No hooks on this one. This was probably before they came up with the hook solution. So yeah. Anyway, boom.
What year? Serial number.
I don't know. I haven't even looked yet. I basically just got home, whipped down here, turned on the computer, and sat here until.
You have to tell Ted the serial number. He's got them memorized.
I know. I just NZ
Zealand
NZ 30298. Sorry, NZ for you American types.
Exactly, Zed.
New Zealand 30298.
Sean, had you spotted that one before Werner brought it up last night, or did he tip you? Who tipped you off?
Werner was the one that showed this one last night on the thing, and I raced over there and bought it before he could. No, just joking. He called. He called this morning. He says, "You know what? I'm going to pass on that typewriter." So I quickly whipped the guy a note and said, "Hey, I'm interested." And then waited for him anxiously, watching you guys start the meeting, and then finally I got a note and I got in the truck and screeched off off the street, and there we go.
That's great.
It doesn't have the little protector that they added here, I think.
The extra little plate to keep
the dust and dirt
falling in.
Yeah. So
it's a racing model.
It's the speed model. That's where the air goes in to keep it down low.
Air cooled.
What's your serial number?
NZ 30298. Drum roll. Jeopardy music. So the guy I bought it from was just using it as decoration for the last 13 years. Said he just had it in the house and they were cleaning up and they were moving. And I asked him where he bought it, and he just said, "Oh, some antique store at some point back. I don't know where." And I said, "Okay, thanks." And so that's unfortunately the only story of it. But I've been a apothecary pharmacist keyboard guy for a while, so this is number 5 or 6.
Oh wow!
For pharmacist typewriters, I've got a Remington Quiet Writer, Office Writer, Corona 4, an Underwood 3, an Olympia SM3, and then one other I can't remember right now. But yeah, so cool.
For your chain of pharmacies you're going to open.
Yeah. Yeah, the old Pfister pharmacy. Pfister.
We do not have NZ, but I'm guessing that's going to be 1932 based on the serial number.
32, eh?
Related to the fact that it's Canadian put together.
Yep.
So I'm going to guess 1932.
Okay, so that's interesting. So yeah, it's a 2 then, not a 3.
Okay.
It's got to be a 2 in 1932.
The number 2 has the little hook things on the ends of the type basket.
Okay, so this is a 1 then. So this seems to be like, why wouldn't they have just moved it to a 2 by that time instead of keep making 1s? Or maybe it was just behind.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Is that the difference between the 1 and the 2? The 2s have little curvy
Oh wait,
things. on the
sorry,
end of
I'm
them.
looking at noiseless portable. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the 2s have the little protector
Yeah.
things on each side of the. And then this one does not.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
So it's sort of dangerous. It's a dangerous situation, right? Got to be super careful. You're not in a danger zone when you're typing.
But Sean, according to your research, would you say that like the Canadian Remingtons lagged in introducing new models behind the US?
No, not generally. Like it depends on the brand. Like mostly like Royal and Underwood kept
Well,
up
Remington
the
in
US
particular,
side.
I think. And yeah, but I was asking Remington in particular because that's like my Canadian Remington here. It's a little bit kind of older type than what the year would be for the American models.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I do. And I don't know for sure. I just know that Royal and Underwood, by comparison, they generally kept up with their US models and they didn't generally lag behind. But I'm getting the feeling just looking at the features on this, and if it's 1932, Ted's probably got some updated info.
It's not 1932. I was looking at the noiseless.
Oh, right.
And now I've gone back and looked at the actual portable.
1927.
Yeah, 1923.
Oh, okay.
Because it's N and the Z would be November, and then the 3 at the beginning would say 1923. So at that point in time, they had a date coding system. So you know the month and the year of manufacturer based on the second and third digits of the serial number.
Awesome. So that makes sense. It's a number 2. It's an early Remington portable, which is why it's missing all the stuff. Is it number 1? Oh yeah, 1. Yeah. Sorry.
1923.
Well,
there you go.
That makes more sense because I didn't think that they had the raised type bars in the 30s anyways.
No, they were 3s by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong thing. Give me a break.
See, this is the thing. We've got to check Ted's work now. You know the world is falling apart.
We expect professionalism.
This just proves how easy it is to use the typewriter database.
I was looking at the wrong section.
Oh well, we'll scrub this. Cut this part out. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I haven't tried typing on it yet. The ribbon looks like it's 50 years old, so I'm going to try giving that a bit of a shot to replace that ribbon here, and it feels like it'll go.
Nice.
Yep, should be good.
Excellent.
Yeah. And yeah, other than that, I got some typist rulers. So somebody was showing one of these, I think, last week. You know, these are the Westcott.
There you go.
Oh yeah, with line scales and little plastic pieces in different colors, and then the Pika and the Elite on the other side, and so you can measure things. And hey, who doesn't like measuring stuff? And that's it.
All the time. Measuring all the time.
Rulers, I picked up all of these wooden rulers on Marketplace. $20 for all these ancient rulers. Couldn't.
Wow.
You need a trench coat to,
I know.
put those things in and
Buddy, you want to buy a ruler?
Just make sure you're wearing clothes underneath, because that's like mixing two different
Yeah.
things with the trench coat.
you got to know your audience, Sean. I don't know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess I don't know my audience. Yeah.
That was a
Oh.
Saturday night joke, not a Sunday
was-
morning joke.
No.
There you go.
That's it. Yeah.
Instead of the emperor's new clothes, it would be the ruler's new clothes.
The ruler's new clothes. Yeah. Yeah.
You have one there, Ted?
Oh, I have one that's like you put it on your platen. It's for
Oh,
the
yeah.
typewriters.
Yeah.
And, you can count your spaces and inches
Oh,
that
they're
way,
super
and
cool.
center everything. It's got different modes. You just stick it in there and oh, you can't see it because I haven't.
I can hear it.
There we go. There we go.
Clink, clink, clink.
Stick it in there.
Yeah.
and
That's cool.
Very
That's
cool.
cool.
it's all metal.
Yeah.
Those
Nice.
are the best ones to have. Are those curvy ones?
In Brooklyn.
Because you can get them in
Nice.
Pika and Elite.
Yep. This one's an
Ah,
elite one, so
okay.
Yeah, it was interesting when I was typing the letter to Margaret Atwood. I was like, freaking out. I'm like, oh, I'm actually typing a letter to Margaret Atwood, and then I'm like, well, I can't make a mistake. And then I
Aw.
wanted to center her name in the envelope, so I had to do the measurements and do the counting, and count the letters and the spaces and divide by 2, and it was and then you're down near the bottom of the letter and you're really freaking out. You're like, oh man, yeah. And of course, I did a typo on the last thing I wrote. I typed it on an Olympia SM 1966-6.
Oh.
So then I thought I'm gonna leave it. I just put an X through it, and then about an hour later I went, I can't leave that. So I
Oh.
typed
19666.
I typed it out again, and I thought it's just about relaxing, because I was so uptight that I made the mistake, and I just thought I already have one that'll probably work. And so I really didn't really care, and I just flew through it, and no mistakes. It was perfect. So, yeah.
And if you had the right typist ruler, you would have been easy.
It would have been perfect. Where do you find one of those, Ted?
I got it from Bill at Mesa Typewriter. He just gave it to me. He was like, "I'm gonna
Oh,
throw
wow.
this away. You want this?"
Nice.
So yeah, everyone. I like to go there quite often because every once in a while he'll be like, "I'm throwing this away. You want this?" And it'll be
Yes, I
electric
would.
computer or typewriter of some sort.
Does he keep a little box of stuff to throw in there to for your next visit?
No, it's pretty much whatever's available that day. Because
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
just
Yeah,
sometimes he'll call me and he'd be like, "I got to get rid of some stuff. You want this?"
Ah,
I'm picturing a scenario where, like, you go to some gas stations and they've got the little container of biscuits for dogs. Bill's got the little box for Ted. Here you go, Ted.
Right beside the water dish.
Stuff away to anyone who shows up. So
yeah.
whatever you
Scratch
have.
him behind the ears.
Oh,
Oh, it's fun. Get lots of interesting little things.
yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
And Bob,
I see.
I delivered your message to Bill. So and
Cool. A little typewriter underground.
So exciting. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
he was surprised. He was very grateful about that.
Well, I appreciate all of his help. I really do. And every time the world moves around with money. And anyways, thank you for doing that for me.
No problem. That was easy to
That
do.
was good. What were you doing there? Did you have a good visit with him?
I went there to that was the day I picked up this and a typewriter table, and I met with Sean Bedeke, who's another local typesperian here, and so we met up and had a little mini meetup at the typewriter shop and got everything done. Picked up a few tools. Just
I'll tell you what, I was thinking the other day it'd be a great place in the future to set up a nonprofit learn to write on a typewriter center of some sorts and really keep it going. He may want to retire someday and not hang around so much.
he keeps saying that, but he just can't bring himself to do it. But I'm sure within the next 8 or 10 years he'll probably be feeling the need to retire. But
Yeah, he's so healthy, he could probably work till he's 100. But
yeah, I'm guessing he's going to be in that shop for quite a while.
yeah, he told me how old he was the other day, and I just didn't believe him. I couldn't.
No, he goes out and hikes in the mountains every week. So
yeah,
Wow.
in the hot sun.
Yeah, good for him. I think it really shows. I just think it's yeah, if anyone can find a grad, I think it will be you, Reverend, and we can keep that place open. I suspect he'll want to sell the building soon enough, right? I mean,
he's probably gonna sell the building because he owns it, and it'll turn into something else, I'm sure. But
it's a nice one. It's a real nice, great setup. Yeah, good stuff. Well, I sure do appreciate it, Monk. Thank you so much.
No problem. Happy to serve.
Diane, were you showing some books?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lucas Jewell's new book.
Nice.
So what do you think of that one?
I've started reading it, and well, it's different.
Yeah, it's way different. It's kind of like a story more than a history book.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's very personably written, I think.
Yeah, it kind of reads as if he's sitting across from me at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That actually sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's very different than most other typewriter books you'll see.
Yeah. Very cool. Let's see. Well, and I guess we'll take it back to Bob. How are you, Bob?
I'm doing real good. It just kind of worked out this week that Grace would be in on a Sunday, so she's over there rocking out on a what the heck is that? A Remington 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, Remington 10 standard, big old sucker. She's having a good
Nice.
time. Something weird going on with the the front tab keys, the point keys. So we're trying to figure that out. They're just somebody like painted them red, like the number or lettering came off, so they painted them red. So I'm excited. I'm always excited, everything's an adventure, and you come up with stuff like that, and what do you do with it? And how do you A, make it appealable so it makes sense, but B, the public will see it, grasp onto it, not think it's a piece of crap, right? So that's always our fun around here. How do we make things look good in a world where nobody's really sure what looks good because everything's vintage, retro, etc. So it is what it is. But so it's always good to have Grace here. She's rocking along as she does.
I thought they came like that with the red on the decimal tabs.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Yep.
I have one like that.
And no symbols, just the color red?
Yep.
Yeah,
On the
I
older
think-
ones.
Or maybe it was 1 through 5 or whatever. I'd have to go look.
Yeah, these are just kind of a painted red. Very strange. I don't know. I guess I could maybe I can get little vinyls, like 1 through 5, like little itty bitty white vinyls, and pop them on top, or black vinyl. I don't know, I think, thank you for checking that, Diane. That's great.
Sure.
Because I don't. She's having a lot of fun getting it. She's doing the chrome right now. Everything actually works on the machine. We washed it. And that's a trick to, I think I mentioned it last week. It's good to have people around you who can just kind of take a task and fly with it. And Grace is real good at that. I give her a task and she, goes with it. And we actually just started doing time tasks today. See if that treats us any better, where we're rocking cool little timers.
Oh,
I've got 2 minutes and 19 seconds left to talk to you guys before I got to get back to work. No, I'm
What a
just kidding.
slave driver.
I was
right?
wrong. I thought mine was painted red. It's not.
What color is it?
It's black,
Okay.
and there's actually nothing on the keys.
Oh,
There's a little it's hard to show you this because it's kind of in the dark. There's like some labels back here on this little strip,
yeah.
and it actually says street, city,
Yeah.
your names.
Yeah.
I want to say Sig Street date.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what this one has. And again, I don't know why the keys are red. It literally looks like somebody covered them in red nail polish. So
Might
maybe,
have.
maybe I'll get some white nail polish. Oh, I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty good red, honestly. Maybe we'll redo it in red. What do you think, Grace?
I think the red looks.
Oh, she likes the red. No, keep the red.
Sure.
We could make them different colors, red, white, blue, black. We'll come up with something good. But no, we're having a good time. Nothing's burnt down yet. We're still, we're still always moving things around. I was real excited. I saw a post this morning that Charlie Foxtrot typewriter works out of a trailer or has a trailer similar to what I have. So I think that's pretty exciting. Glad I'm not the only one with a trailer full of typewriters. I'm currently trying to sell the trailer, so the trailer is pretty darn empty. But I think I'm glad to know I wasn't the only one with a trailer idea. Kind of keeps it fun. But no, we're just rocking along, keeping business up. We've got just a ton of typewriters to repair. So that's good. I enjoy the steady business, and I enjoy the steady flow in the black, and it gives us the opportunity to do a lot of things that we want to do, putting things out on the floor, or building stock for the showroom, right, as I say. So
yep.
I think that'll be fun. The Old House Foundation here in town is going to have a shindig here in about 2 weeks. I'm excited to be a vendor at that. And the big reason I'm doing that is the gentleman who used to own Riverside Typewriter, his widow is a member of that. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know her. His name was Art Fontaine. Fontaine's garage hasn't been touched since he passed in 2017. So I hope someday soon, I've had a few great conversations with her. I just hope someday soon she lets me in and lets me purchase all of his old stuff from her.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
Yeah, I know I've talked about that for some time now. So
yeah.
So I think that'll be fun. We'll just set up a few machines and let people play with them. It's just reminding people that typewriters are a viable machine. I have a few for sale locally, but they haven't at like a local it's like a curious shop. It's a brand new shop though. It's called Raincross District. But I haven't gotten any calls on. They've been there about 3 months. I mean, I think people just aren't. I don't know. A part of me wants to just put decor typewriters out. If I can get a decor typewriter and see if anybody will pay anything for that. I'm still trying to learn the market. Locally, all markets are different, right? And I'm very fortunate that so much of my business comes from LA, Hollywood, whatever. However, how do I do business locally? So I'm always trying to find a way to get into business locally. Be great to keep the business local, but I think anybody in Riverside can go to Google and search something typewriter, and I'm the one that pops up. But how do I do more business locally? It'd be nice. Although I love a good drive to LA, don't get me wrong. Most of the time they come out here though, they come from LA to here. So that's pretty exciting. But we'll definitely see what the future holds. It may turn out that it's easier for me to set up a shop in LA in the future, but I think that would. Riverside's really the center of Southern California, so it's nice to be able to be an hour from anybody, unless you're actually in Riverside. But Riverside's huge. Riverside has a great demographic. It's 27 neighborhoods. It's pretty. It's probably, it might be bigger than Albuquerque. I don't know.
It's sprawling. That's for sure.
Sprawling. Yeah. I love that sign on the freeway when you're coming in on the 91, coming in from Orange County, Riverside, next 12 exits. That's a lot of extra exits, but no, I had a bit of computer issue this morning. So it took me a minute to get on, polishing the chrome on this beautiful canary yellow, Olympia. So that's will be on the floor here soon. I gotta go do the platinum. It's a real pretty color. And you can see I just did some repairs in the back and moved a few things around, and we're getting it all going. It's getting a new platen. I had I've got the platen here. This is what the platens look like, before I just got this rubber on. And so this one has an IC of 1.060. Anyway, so we'll cut this down. You can see the ribbing, they take the rubber, put it over the mandrel, and then you end up with, let me try to get my light better. Actually, I don't need this light. You kind of, there we go. You can see the ribbing there.
Oh yeah.
When they wrapped it. And so they wrap it. So right now, I'll get it down to, I think it's I think it's a little proud of 1.25. I'll have to look it up on this Olympia. I think Ted Monk wrote it down somewhere for me, so I'll just reference his. But right now it's about 1.5. So I'll put this on the lathe and get it down a 1/4 inch. It's also about 4 inches too proud. I need to cut it down. So that's how we do our platens around here. I just buy this stock rubber from a supplier, and it's really good stuff. It's expensive, but it's nice to be able. I think this thing wants to be 1.32 of an inch or something, or 1.28. I don't remember. Again, Monk wrote it down somewhere for me, so I didn't have to. And the old one was just trash. It was mushroomed in 28 places. It looked terrible.
Oh.
So I'll be able to take this and get it. I'll get it a bit proud of what the book says, put it in and see how it treats it. Then I can make it shy or proud as I see fit, to get a really good typing product. And that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, this machine will have the most beautiful output of print that it could ever put out, with a shiny new platen. Well, it won't be shiny at all. It'll be rough, of course.
Yeah.
Shiny platens are a bad thing. We want matte finishes. It turns out with a real nice matte finish. So it just grabs the paper real well. The rollers are in surprisingly really good shape, so I think I'll just leave those. I just resurfaced them. Anyways, that's having fun with rubber. But my lathe, of course, is in the other shop in the back. So I'll go back there in a few minutes and start grinding, and rubber goes flying and melting and stinking up the joint. And
At least it's outside.
Yes, that's a
Don't
trick.
forget to wear your dust mask.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what those are for?
You smoke, don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah. It's okay.
That's right up there with Brandon saying he likes to clean things. I don't know what that was about.
Sniffing.
The rubber pieces out of your teeth.
Yeah.
You're a motorcyclist. You ride bikes. You're used to bugs.
Yeah. I brush my teeth once a week just to keep up on it. Good stuff. Anyways, it's good to see y'all.
Yeah, good to see you too, Bob.
Thanks.
Definitely. Very cool. Well, I think we got through everyone. I
We
did
should
want to ask.
talk website soon, Gregory. Let me know.
Yes. Probably late this week.
Yeah. Let me know. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Very cool. I did want to ask Joe what he's been typing.
I'm test typing this. This is a 1978 Olympia, and I just been test typing, and I started writing, is this paper good enough to save? Like when you're test typing, sometimes you come up with a little paragraph that's worth saving. And then I wrote, maybe if one side of the paper had something good to save and the other side didn't, maybe I can just save one side of the paper. And then I started thinking, what if we sold one-sided paper? You don't need two sides, right? So that's what I'm typing. Like I say, it's going to get thrown away. I'm sure it's just nonsense.
Yeah. I like that. Isn't that basically what thermal paper is? One-sided?
Well, if you twisted it into a Moebius roll, then you would have one-sided paper. But
there you go. Very cool. Yeah, you're making me want to bust out my SM9, which I've done surprisingly little typing on, even though when I bought it, like I did the test typing when I met up with the guy, and it worked beautifully actually. It was one of my cheapest typewriters. So yeah, I don't know why I haven't typed on it.
Well, this one has the tendency to jangle the type bars together if you don't release them real fast. They kind of, I think they retract a little slow or something. It's one of the later SM9, so maybe it's, I mean, it could be my technique, and that's always one of the first things the typewriter technician will do is blame the customer for his typing technique when, it could be an interaction between me and the typewriter. Maybe I'm just a little slow on it or something, but anyways.
Yeah. Very cool. Oh, Ted's in black and white now.
Oh. He's old.
It's you look very good in black and white, I must say.
Oh, then I'm gonna keep it.
That's funny. Let's see. I brought up something. I still have it. I figured I suspected we might have a little extra time, so I prepared the browser. Just let me refresh it so we don't see anything that's already been sold. But
was there a topic today?
No topic today. No.
Okay.
Going with the flow.
Going with the flow. Oh yeah, that was the topic. Yes, going with the flow.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So I thought we would just maybe look at these and yeah. Ooh, red.
Ooh.
Red
Look at that galaxy.
Hunter red.
Is that Hunter red?
Now I wonder, like, how does Goodwill know that is Hunter red? Did they just come up with that, or is it actually? What's that?
That is the name. Because they read an
Wow.
article on this whole Hunter red controversy thing.
Yeah.
Is that after Hunter S. Thompson?
Hunter Biden.
No, that's Hunter red is from Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh, okay.
From Breakfast at Tiffany's that Paul has, that Miss Golightly looks at, and it's prominently featured in the film. So,
oh, okay, very cool.
Yeah, so Hunter red, we did a whole article discussing, whether it was orange or red, or some people think it's orange, but Smith Corona called it Hunter red. So
okay,
at least two advertisements we've seen.
Yeah. That must be what my Hermes rocket is, the plastic bodied one, because it's kind of that where it could be red, it could be orange.
Hey, look at that Underwood on the left there.
Oxidation of the paint.
Is that like that? Is that Hunter red?
That's yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't see your thing.
Its new name is Hunter.
So look at that Underwood, that big.
Oops, sorry. Put it back.
That looks like the keys are kind of interesting color. All right. This one on the left, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Refurbish.
Is that a Touchmaster?
I find it amazing the laziness of just not pulling the type bars back. Just one second, and they could have made it look better.
That assumes these people know about typewriters and even understand that. I don't think a lot of people do.
Yeah, when I first started looking at typewriters on Shop Goodwill, I was like, now are they just showing that those keys like go towards the platen, and so they just kind of stuck them there, or?
No, when they picked it up, they pushed 4 down with their thumb. And
probably, that's more likely. Yeah, let's see.
Missing the knob.
Which one do you have your eye on, Gregory?
Probably none of them. I'm always on the lookout for Panasonic thermal.
There was a Panasonic up there higher, but it might have been a Daisy wheel. It was in the clamshell right there. Oh, that's very. Where is it? To the left of that Xerox, right there.
Yeah.
That's probably a Daisy wheel.
Yeah, I think I looked at this one before. Yeah, definitely a Daisy wheel. Yeah. The T in the T in the model number got me excited. I was like, ooh, does that stand for thermal? No such luck.
It's a good sign when it says powers on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does nothing else, but it powers on.
No, but it powers on.
Oh man.
Shopping vicariously through Gregory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If something catches your eye, let me know, and I
Oh,
do charge
oh.
a finder's fee.
There.
There's a Hermes
There it is.
287. That's pretty cheap, actually. Of course, the last hour or so it'll go way up.
There's a Brother Type R Electric on the left of the Hermes. Oh, that's probably pretty good. See what it looks like. Oh, a lovely shade of something brown.
Yeah.
Correction
Oops.
ribbon.
Yeah. And you can tell by the platen.
Yeah.
Has all the little
Hey, at
flakes
least it
on it.
uses standard ribbons, not like proprietary Brother ribbons that
Yeah.
a lot of these later machines have.
Yeah. Very cool.
Ooh, look.
Well, I did see that. Or was there one you wanted to see, Ted?
No, I was just seeing that case for the 55 Silent
Oh yeah.
for $33.
What? Oh, that's case looks nice.
There's already 4 bids, so I mean 5 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah.
That's gonna go up.
Oh yeah.
That's out of
Definitely.
my price range.
Very cool.
Oh,
I did see William. Oh, he's not on screen though.
He's been having problems with his video.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to talk to him. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
William.
Yeah, my wife set me up with a new computer, new camera, new everything, and of course it doesn't work.
Oh.
like most modern technology.
Oh boy.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you're like Max Headroom.
Well, I'm down in the basement, and the whole idea was to get me set up with a Wi-Fi a Wi-Fi capable computer, which of course couldn't pick up the Wi-Fi from in the garage. So we had to get an adapter and plug into the Ethernet, and so I'm back on the Ethernet as per usual. So why bother?
Oh.
We can hear you okay.
Yeah.
Fun to watch.
Yeah.
And now I was thinking, some of the members had discussed a program which you can download, which allows you to run 2 or 3 different cameras at once.
Mm.
And I was wondering if I were to download that, would that help this camera, or is it the camera that itself has the issues?
Probably the camera itself.
Yeah, I mean, you're just glitching out like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's brand new, but then again, as we all say in the small engine repair business, just because the spark plug is new doesn't always mean it's good.
Right.
Yeah.
You're on the floor away from the. You said you're in the basement.
Yeah.
And do you have a concrete floor above you?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, there's a wooden floor on the concrete.
Okay, so I mean, on your ceiling, is there a concrete wall between you and the router?
No, but what we've done is to get an adapter straight from Starlink, which allows you to plug the Ethernet into the Starlink system.
Okay.
And so now the whole house is back on Ethernet or landline or data cable, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, okay.
Which is now being fed from Starlink.
I see. So you're on Elon Musk thing.
Yeah. That's the problem right there. No.
You know.
Well, my mom's own laptop works just fine.
Oh, so yeah, it's your computer.
What are you using, a PC or a Mac, or what are you using?
A tower, an old tower.
So probably a PC then.
A personal computer, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe something wrong with the graphics card. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, just those awkward things. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop annoying people with this.
Oh,
It's fascinating.
it is kind of tripping me out actually, but
It is what?
flashing colors.
Yeah, yeah. Even worse than Max Headroom.
We are
Oh,
all
yeah.
just cats.
Yeah.
Seizures, seizures.
Yeah. But William, how are you doing though?
So you talking to me?
Yes.
All in all, quite well.
That's good.
I'm trying to retire my business, but people just keep bringing machines in and say, "Oh, just one more for me, please."
Oh.
So I'm as busy now as I ever have been, but hopefully, come towards the end of this year, I should start to see a decrease in the amount of machines in the yard and in the lineup, and it's good to say it's going to be a 3-year process to retire the business, then another 2 or 3 years to clean up the acreage.
Wow, yeah.
So I have the next 5 years.
Cutting into your golf time.
Yeah.
Please repeat.
Yeah, it's cutting into your golf time. All that.
I don't
all
golf.
That extra work.
I don't golf. Don't
Oh.
worry.
You should take it up
I
then.
prefer to fly kites and throw boomerangs and type letters and that sort of thing, as opposed to golf.
Yeah, yeah.
Kites are great.
If you ever,
the 2-string kites?
I have a couple of control line, but I prefer the single line kites because you can get a whole bunch up at once and hang line along different lines like windsocks and streamers and that sort of stuff, and just And then I have one term that is used for if you're deep sky flying is trawling for angels. I have one reel that has over 1,500 feet of line on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness.
when an 8-foot delta is just a pinprick in the sky, you know it's up there a good ways.
Yeah.
And not in a flight path.
Yeah. But I have heard it said that no matter how decorative a kite is, once it's far enough up to be out of sight, they all look the same.
Yeah. Exactly. I was wondering about that actually. Well, I was briefly getting into drones, but then I discovered that Riverside is very, very drone unfriendly. And then to fly them legally, you do have to contact the FAA. But does the FAA have anything about kites, about kite flying?
It is illegal to fly a kite within, I believe it's 3 miles of an airport. And if you are under a flyway, you are not allowed to fly a kite in any more than 200 feet of line.
Okay.
Better check with your local ordinances, see what they say.
Yeah, yeah.
I do know that the drone laws in the U.S. specifically say that if a kite or a drone is connected to the ground with a string, it's not a drone anymore. It's exempt from the drone laws.
Huh.
So you could fly a drone on a tether and it's no longer a drone. Legally, it's a kite.
With a motor and rockets.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
rockets.
Well, the drone I had, I wouldn't want to attach a string to that and hold the string because that thing takes off. It's like
So I
was nervous.
I have a homemade kite reel, and I haven't flown
yeah.
with a 4-foot delta, and I have about 1,000 feet of line on it. And
Wow.
I've several times flown this literally adjacent to the Air Force Base, maybe a quarter mile from the runway, but it's paralleling the runway. It's not like in the flight path.
Oh wow. Yeah.
That was maybe 10 years ago. Anyway.
Okay.
Greg, did you
Go.
have a certificate like this for your drone?
Something similar. I forget who it was through. The American American something.
Yeah, the other thing
Oh
is
no, for the drone,
if you use your
remember.
drone footage on YouTube, and if you have a monetized YouTube channel, then you are by definition a professional drone operator, and you need to have a private pilot's license
Yeah.
and get licensed that way.
Yeah, that's a part 107.
Yeah. And then now you can't fly drones in national parks, or you can't even shoot video for YouTube anywhere in a national park in the US.
Oh, that's crap.
It's
Yeah.
it's funny. Well, it's not a national park; it's a state park. But so I did shoot some drone footage in one of our state parks here, and then I realized, like, well, basically the next time I went to fly a drone there, the security stopped, or the park ranger stopped me, and I was like, really? And then I said, well, how come there's no signs posted? Well, on the office, there's a sign right there that says no drones. So yeah, but there's no need to go to the office if you're just going in the park. So you'd have to make a separate trip to go over to the office and see that sign. So
Yeah.
oh boy. But anyway. Oh, Kitty.
Actually, this one's name is Twilight. He just had a bath and a shave this week.
Oh,
He's not really a lap cat, but he's a good boy. This is Hogan's
Yeah.
litter mate, his brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's precious.
Precious.
Green eyes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sitting here. I don't want to be here.
I'm naked right now.
Well, yeah, he's a medium hair cat, meaning Hogan's kind of a short hair. Elliot's a short hair. Clink and Kitty, they're long hair, but his is in between, and it was getting to look kind of yucky, like somebody had dumped some, hair gel and spiked it up all over him, and it just looks like no, I mean, but that's it. It wasn't. I'm just giving you that as a visual
Yeah,
in your mind. But no, he did not have hair gel on him. But whenever you get the hair that kind of it kind of just like. Anyway, it wasn't nice. It wasn't. He didn't look very good with it, I thought, and he needs a bath once in a while. So yeah, he got to go to the vet on Friday, or the groomer on Friday, and he got a bath and his nails trimmed and his fur shaved off, and it's pushing 90 here today. And I know you guys in the desert, this is not anything, but you don't have the humidity that goes with it.
Oh yeah. I lived in Illinois for 3 years. I mean, it's not as bad as New York, but it's bad enough.
It's bad enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I turned on my AC last night because I'm like, I can't sleep when it gets so hot.
Yeah. Oh man. I remember once when I was briefly living back in Illinois as an adult, and I came back from Illinois to California, and when I got off the plane, I felt like all the moisture just like got sapped out of me because the air was so dry.
Well, the reverse is probably worse. I mean, I've gone down to Texas. I've gone down to Texas, or actually, I flew out to El Paso one. Or was it El Paso? No, it was Las Cruces. That's what it was. And I was out there for a friend of mine's wedding many moons ago, and it's like by the time we got back, it was like you walk off that plane, it was like you'd just been immersed in sweat. It was just awful.
Yeah.
It was like late June, and it was like just like Yeah, Twilight here, he won't jump up here like Hogan does, but he's sitting here, he gets up on his hind legs and he paws at my leg. Like, pet me.
Oh. Yeah, one of our cats, Jenny, she's the calico, and she's a medium hair. And my goodness, she was laying on the couch for a little while, and then she got up and went somewhere, and the couch was coated in hair. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yep. Maybe she needs a bath and a shave.
Yeah, well, it's a special brush called a Furminator. So
Yeah, I
it
have one of
pulls out
those
all the dead
too.
hair. Yeah.
Yeah, but if the cat won't let you do that in the first place, some of them don't. I
Yeah.
mean, some of them really like it. I mean, poor Carla, she used to love it all the time, but near closer to the end, it's like I had her bathed and shaved right after my previous cat Yarrow passed, and because her fur on her belly got to the same consistency of just like I said, it just looked like somebody just pulled it, and it just
Yeah. Put some
kind
gel or something.
of sticking out like this. It's like, well,
Yeah.
I can't do about that till I get my hair cut on Wednesday.
Oh.
'Cause my hair looks like 10 kinds of crap today, so
I like how Ted is creatively trying to fit the L in there for the Type Pals. That's awesome. And as he was typing, the letters were shifting. There we go. There we go. Yeah, they're shifting.
you need
Uh,
some of those magnets that Joe
Yeah,
likes
magnets,
to use in
magnets.
notebooks.
yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Rare earth magnets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Actually,
can
they-
never get them off your typewriter again.
Yeah.
Pals backwards is slap. That's slap type. Slap type.
Oh, they
What was
have
that, Ted?
they're actually a sticky back. If I peel the back off them, they're sticky. So I could stick them to things, but I don't. That might be
Then
permanent.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well,
You guys remember that old hockey or football game they used to have way back when I was young? It was like you plug it in the wall and it starts
Yeah.
vibrating, and all the hockey players
Yes.
kind of slide around the table. That's what
That was
Ted
awesome.
was doing there.
You could put steering on like the quarterback or something, and they
Yeah.
would move a certain direction. And,
Yeah.
oh, those are great.
Oh, very
We had
cool.
the hockey game with the rods, and then you turn them to
Yeah.
smack the puck, and the guys were made of metal, and
Yeah, you could get different teams.
That's right.
You could
Yeah.
get the whole
Well,
team.
I don't
yeah.
think we ever did that. I think they were just generic, whatever came with it. But yeah, I bet you could.
Yeah. They used to be able to get teams.
Oh.
All right, very cool. Well, we had another good meeting today, and it's excellent to be back. And I think this should be a better month for my attendance. But I appreciate you guys keeping the show going. Not we don't do it on YouTube, but just the Zoom meetings, and that's much appreciated. I probably will be pulling out snippets of those. Because I'm going to be reworking the podcast, so stay tuned for that. Yeah.
Next Sunday's Mother's Day, everybody. Don't forget.
Ooh. I forgot.
I bought the card last night.
You're not my
Excellent.
mom.
Thanks, Mom.
All right, and with that,
I say I bought my card for my mom last night. I was afraid I'd forget it.
Oh, there's some modern art. Joe's showing some modern art. Oh, we can see him through the modern art. And Ted has one also.
Is that?
Oh, man.
This is the closing modern art scene in the
Yes.
the closing scene.
That
That might make a good intro to a video, actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, the dreaded white powder.
We're gonna start having to get cuts of your money there, Joe, because you come up with all your good ideas for videos on these calls.
Oh,
That's
I do.
true.
I know.
That's true.
Just brainstorming with you guys,
Yeah.
I might have to do that, and it'll say "Welcome to the channel" or something in there.
Yes. Great idea.
But backwards.
Backwards.
Yes, yes.
Backward masking.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep,
What does
yep.
Ted say? What does Ted say? Something. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna sign off.
Okay.
See you guys.
Good to see
Bye.
you, Joe.
Bye.
All
Nice
right.
seeing you, Bob.
Bye.
Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye. Bye-bye.